Your Honor, this is case number 82 on the calendar in the matter of Hoffman versus Coons. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Miss Hoffman, is this your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Is she still seeing Mr. Coons?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I assume she's not happy being here today.
You're correct.
It is your claim, Miss Hoffman, that Mr. Coons forged some checks of yours.
Correct.
And also took money out of your daughter's account.
Correct.
In addition to that, he had an accident while driving your car. Mr. Coons says, well, he acknowledges that he did forge some checks of yours, but he says that he paid you back that money in restitution by working for you. And he didn't steal as much as you claim he stole, and aside from that, he says your daughter knew all about it. And as far as taking money out of her account, she was aware of that. And as far as the car incident was concerned, your daughter knew he didn't have a valid driver's license. He had a suspended driver's license, so she gave him permission to drive the car, and therefore he's not responsible. Correct?
Correct.
Tell me about the car incident, sir.
I went down to the store. I was driving through the parking lot, and a lady backed out, and she actually bumped into me, and I got out and made sure everything was okay. She said it doesn't look like any damage is done here, and I was all, here's my number. We exchanged numbers, and I said if there's any further problems, call me. And that was it.
Why should she call you if she backed into you?
I just told her to call me because if it was, we wanted to exchange insurance information later on.
I don't understand why she should call you. She backed into you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I told her, I was like, you know, you backed out. I honked the horn. Basically, everything's all right. There was no damage done.
Was there any damage done to the car?
Yes, there was damage. I have proof that there was damage. And the thing was, he didn't even call and tell me that he backed in. He just, what happened was...
Can I see the pictures, please?
Yes. The other company called me, and that's how I found out.
The other company called you because she was filing a claim?
She filed a claim, yes.
She filed a claim? How could she file a claim? She, according to him, backed into him.
She said that he backed into her. So I wasn't
Where was
there.
the damage to your car?
Underneath the bumper.
Mr. Coons, when did you notify Miss Hoffman that there had been this little accident?
I didn't notify her.
Okay. Now let's get back to your defense to this action. Your defense to this action is that you had a suspended driver's license, but your girlfriend knew about it when she gave you the car to go to the store.
Yeah. I was just going to run to the store, get some things at the store, and come right back. Your house is like half a mile from the store.
Why was your driver's license suspended?
For traffic tickets that I failed to appear on.
What kind of tickets?
Like 2 speeding tickets.
And?
And a red light violation.
So you're not a good driver?
I'm a good driver.
No, you're not. They don't take away the license of good drivers.
Yeah.
How many accidents?
Shh. Driving a car on a suspended license is...
Illegal.
That's not something that Christina can wave a wand and do away with. That's only something that you have control over, Mr. Coons.
I didn't think it was a big deal, though, just to run down to the store.
It is a big deal, you idiot. When they say you can't drive, they don't say you can't drive except to go down to the store.
True.
Now, just for my own curiosity, sir, what is it that you had to get that was so important at the store? Insulin?
No.
What?
Just some stuff for dinner.
Your Honor.
Just don't say, does it look like you're losing? Oh, does it look like you're losing so far? What?
I was going to...
Can I tell you something? Christina.
Yes.
He's still your boyfriend?
Yes.
He's an idiot. Maybe you're an idiot. I don't know if you're an idiot or not, but he's an idiot. And if you're going to hitch your wagon to his star, you're going to have a miserable life.
No, Your Honor.
What? Listen to me, Christina. Your mother's been around for a while,
Yes.
right? You've been married?
Yes, ma'am.
Divorced?
Yes.
How many times?
Once.
Once. Been there, done that, couple of times. Been in the family court? Years. I got a nose. You hitch your wagon to this star, you're going to have a miserable life. Just think about it. 10 years from now, you're going to say, you know, I appeared before Judge Judy in this silly little case that was on television, and she, put your hand down, and she told me if I hitched my wagon to his star, I was going to have a miserable life. She was right. Just listen to me. I don't know about you. You may be a loser, too. Then maybe you belong together. Maybe two halves make a whole. I don't know. But if you certainly don't look it. How much is it going to cost to fix the bumper?
$971.
Good, $971. Now, Mr. Coons, explain to me why you took checks from Miss Hoffman and forged her name and cashed them.
I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, doing some stupid stuff, and I needed a bunch of cash.
Hanging around with a bad crowd doesn't mean you need cash. If you're hanging around with a bad crowd and you buy drugs and owe somebody for money for the drugs, and you need cash for that, otherwise somebody's going to break your knees, that's a reason. So you want to explain to me what you needed this money for?
Basically, I got into drugs, and I needed cash to support it. And then after that...
Were you supporting Christina's drug habit too?
No, I'd never get into that.
Did Christina know you were doing drugs?
Nope.
So she's not very intuitive, right?
Nope.
You managed to conceal that from her,
Yep.
right? How did I know that, Mr. Coons? It's not anywhere in these papers, sir. Did you think that maybe I have a crystal ball?
Yep.
Experience. That's what I'm trying to tell Christina. How much money did he steal from you?
$1,320 out of my account.
I don't care what he took out of Christina's account. If Miss Stupid wants to stay with him, she'll deal with that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What kind of drugs?
Oxycontin?
Why in the world would an attractive girl like you want to hook up with him?
Because I love him.
And later today,
How much child support do you pay for your other child?
None.
Why not?
I do for my other son, as well as I do for Michael while he's staying with his father here.
Don't talk to me with attitude. There's only one attitude here, and that's mine.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Donna Hoffman says her daughter's boyfriend, Daniel Coons, stole money from her and her daughter's bank accounts. Donna says Daniel took the money to support his OxyContin habit.
When did you find out that he took money out of your account?
Maybe a couple weeks or a month later.
Come. Stand up next to your mother, Christina. Here we go. How much did he take out of your account?
I think it was $650.
And you didn't find out that he took the money out of your account until after he took it out?
No, it bounced in my account.
So you didn't know he had done it?
No.
When you confronted him about it, what did he say, Christina?
He told me about it.
Well, what did he tell you?
That he bounced checks in my account.
No, what did he tell you? Come on. You just say to him, where'd you get the money from? Where did you get the checks from? What did you use the money for? Those would be intelligent questions, Christina. And what did he
Yes.
tell you?
He told me what he used it for and why
Was
he
what?
needed it. Drugs.
What kind of drugs?
Oxycontin.
And after you found out that the checks bounced, did he take any other money out of your account?
No, Your Honor.
Is that right, sir?
Yep.
I just changed my mind. Because, Mr. Coons, in your answer you say that Christina here knew all about it, that she was aware of it. She says she wasn't. You know that?
She put the checks in her account, so that would... she knew about the checks going in her account, but not them bouncing.
Not that there were no funds.
Yeah, exactly.
But you knew.
Yep, I knew.
But you didn't tell her.
Yep.
Well, then you misled me, sir. You misled me in your answer. Your answer suggested that she was a co-conspirator. All right. So let's understand, Christina, who he is. He stole from your mother.
Mm-hmm.
He stole from you. He's a 19-year-old drug addict. He says you don't use drugs. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Why in the world would an attractive girl like you want to hook up with him?
Because I love him.
The uniform groans out here, Christina. The uniform groans out here, Christina.
Your Honor, he's cleaned up also.
What are you doing now, Mr. Coons?
My uncle owns a trucking company. I'm trying to get my Class A license to drive for him.
That doesn't tell me what you're doing now.
Moving. He owns a moving company.
That doesn't tell me what you're doing now.
I'm cleaning my act up. Making money.
So you want to be a mover.
Yeah, a driver.
What are you doing, Christina?
I work at Express and I'm a cosmetologist.
Is that what you want to do?
Hair? Yes, I do.
You living home?
Yes, I do.
Remember to take those pills every morning. Every morning. Maybe you'll wake up in time. Mr. Coons, Did you go into a residential drug treatment program?
Yep.
For how
Yes.
long?
10 days.
That's a crash course, sir. That's a crash course. Did the program recommend that you go into residential treatment for a period of 18 months or whatever and stick with it?
Yeah, that's what they recommended, but...
And you decided that you didn't need that. Is that right?
That's right.
And you decided that you didn't need that despite the fact that you had stolen from Miss Hoffman, you stole from your girlfriend, you have half a dozen unresolved driving infractions, you had an accident with her car. All of those things don't suggest to you that maybe the professionals that told you a 10-day crash course doesn't make it. When you are so addicted to drugs, maybe instead of fooling around, you should go into a residential drug treatment program. But you knew better than the professionals, is that right?
Yep.
Good girl, Christina. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,941. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The bank called me and said this doesn't look like your signature, so I, of course, called him up and said, hey, what's going on?
She couldn't believe it. And then I was like, you know, I had to admit it right there.
I was saying, you know what, I think something's wrong. I think he's on drugs, and we started drug testing him, and he actually admitted to it.
I want to get married and have kids and do everything, you know, stay clean, do the right thing.
Yes, I see us been together for a very long time.
I would really hope that he would clean up, but I've told her that, you know what, once they start being like this, they're never going to change.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McLean versus Clark. Step forward, please.
Meat cutter Michael McLean is suing the mother of his son, nurse Lachelle Clark, for the return of child support. Michael says money was taken from his paycheck while their son was living with him.
Mr. McLean, you and the defendant have a son together.
Yes, I do, ma'am.
And it is your claim that your son was living with you for a period of time at his mother's request.
Yes, ma'am.
And during that time, they were taking child support out of your check.
Yes.
And Miss Clark knew that the child was living with you, and she was the only one that could stop this child support
Yes, ma'am.
payment. She did not, and you want her to pay you back the money that you sent, or that
Yes,
was
ma'am.
taken out of your check, for your son while he was living with you.
Yes, I wanted her to stop it immediately.
And Miss Clark says, well, it was only temporary, and she was providing some things for him also.
Yes.
Right? Okay. How old is this child?
He's 11.
And why did he go and live with his father, Miss Clark?
He went to live with his father because at the present time, my landlord went up on my rent $300 because I had lost.
You were having a problem with housing.
Excuse me?
You were having a problem with housing?
Yes.
All right, that's the bottom line.
Michael McLean says the mother of his son, Lachelle Clark, accepted child support payments after their son started living with him.
So when did you call Mr. McLean and ask if he could take your son?
Around the 1st of January when I first started having my housing problem.
And when did he actually go to live with his father?
The 28th of January.
Is he still there?
Yes.
And how much is the child support order, Mr. McLean?
I want to say $272
A month.
What do you do for a living, Mr. McLean?
I'm a meat cutter, meat manager.
How many children do you have?
I got 3.
Do any of them live with you? You have to think
No.
about that? None of them live with you.
No.
Do you pay child support for any other children?
Yes, I do.
And what do you do for a living, Miss Clark?
I'm a nurse.
How many children do you have?
2.
Well, I know one is living with Mr. McLean. Where is the other child?
The other one is with his father also.
How much child support do you pay for your other child?
None.
Why not?
What do you mean? Because me and him have an understanding. This thing right here, I can't have
Just
understanding.
listen to me. Listen to me very carefully, Miss Clark.
I do for my other son, as well as I do for Michael while he's staying with his father here.
Well, listen to me. Don't talk to me with attitude. There's only one attitude here, and that's mine.
I will.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. There's only one attitude here. And Officer Byrd will tell you that that attitude is mine. So let me give you a primer course in parenting. When two people have a child, it is the responsibility of both parents to support them. So that if while your son is living with his father and you buy him things, clothes,
And anything else he
no,
needs.
just a second, clothes, doctor's visits, extra school activities, sneakers, right? That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
You're also supposed to be responsible for your child's portion of his rent, gas, electric, food, telephone. That's what his father is taking care of. He's not supposed to be sending you money so that you can spend his money on clothes for your child. That's money that you're supposed to be paying out of the money you make from being a nurse. So when your son went to live with his father, the child support should have terminated. The truth of the matter is, while your son is living with his father, you should be paying his father child support. And if you're not paying child support to the father of your other child, when your other child's living there, you're doing the wrong thing too. So let's figure this out. There are 4.3 weeks in a month times 4. Oh, got to turn it on first. 4.3 times 4. No, that's wrong.
Can I have it?
Yeah, you figured
His
it out.
child support was stopped in April.
What?
His support was stopped in April. We went to
So
court
just
about
a
this
second.
matter.
It was stopped in April.
8th, 408.
April 8th, so we just need 2 months. So it's 272 times 2. $544.
That's right.
Where do you get $1,136 from?
I must have underestimated the cost of it, but I also wanted to where I had to go file for court.
I'm
You ain't
sure she
paid
had
to
to
do
go.
that.
I'm sure she
Yes,
had to
you
go.
do.
No, you
Yes.
Don't speak to each other. You want to speak to each other? You do that outside. Here, you only speak to me. Okay. So let's say you had him for an additional 3 weeks. It's approximately $150. That would be $694 that you paid for support while he was living with you.
Yes.
Is she paying child support now? Did she pay you any child support in April or May?
No, she haven't.
Got away with murder. What you should have done is when you went in to have the child support stopped, you should have sued her for child support. Put your hand down. As long as the child is living with you, you have the right to sue for child support against the non-custodial parent. Tap your fingers. You may not like the message, but don't kill the messenger. That's the law. Just like when your child is living with you, you sue the non-custodial parent. Just because he's the father doesn't mean you get a free ride. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $694. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 80 on the calendar in the matter of Lopez versus Malden. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Ms. Lopez, it is your claim that the defendant, who is the mother of a former roommate of yours,
Yes.
stole your dog and her puppies, and you want to be compensated to the tune of $1,900.
Yes.
The defendant says that you neglected this dog, that she spent over $1,000 in vet bills putting the dog in a reasonable condition, and that she ultimately sold the puppies. We'll find out what you did with the dog. I understand that this was not the first time your dog had puppies, according to your complaint. Is that right?
That's correct.
What kind of a dog was it?
It was a Chipu, half Chihuahua, half Poodle.
Where did you get the dog from?
It was a Christmas gift to my daughter from her father for Christmas of 2002.
How many litters have you had with this dog?
This is the second one.
Who did you breed her with?
It was actually a situation where there was a dog, a poodle, that lived around my area. And I had a doggy door, and the dog was able to squeeze through my gate. And while
So
I
what
was
you're
at
telling
work,
me
she
is
got pregnant while I was at work.
So what you're telling me is you don't know really who the father was.
No, I do. I know the dog. I know the dog.
So it was an accident.
Yes,
Why didn't you have the dog spayed?
because I figured that I had it fixed. I had intentions of doing it, but it happened too quickly.
Well, that doesn't happen too quickly, madam. You got the dog as a puppy in December of 2002.
Well,
Within
she
6
just-
months, you had the dog spayed. And if you didn't have the dog spayed, then you know that you
Well-
run the risk of the dog having puppies.
Well, I had intentions of maybe breeding her, but I wasn't expecting it to happen the way it did.
In August of 2004, she had her first litter.
Yes, that's correct.
And is that the first time that Miss Malden helped you?
Yes, that is correct.
And tell me about that.
Well, I was at work, and I had another roommate at the time. And when she let me know that our dog, Zoe, was going to have puppies, and that she didn't know what to do, so she contacted Christy to help her out.
Well, you told me she called you at
Well,
work.
she called me, right, to tell me, and I...
She called you at work, and what did you do, Miss Lopez?
I was going to come home, and she's like... And then I was going to come home. She said that she knows Heather's mom is good with dogs, So she's going to call Heather's mother and see if she would help her out. So she...
Why didn't you go home?
Because I was working and I couldn't... I was... because I had... My roommate told me that she was able to handle it, so I didn't go home.
How many puppies were delivered in August 2004?
There were 4.
All born alive?
Yes, all of them.
All of them survive?
Yes.
Did you sell all 4?
I sold 2.
What happened to the other 2?
The other 2 is a sad story.
Well, let me hear. I'm interested in sad stories. 4 were born alive. You sold 2. What happened to the other 2?
Okay, well, my...
Let's get the story, please. Are the other 2 alive or dead?
No, they died.
When did they die?
They died about 2 months after they were, or a month and a half after they were born.
Were they in your custody when they died?
They were.
Had they been taken to a vet up until that time? The answer is yes or no.
No.
Okay. So now you have puppies that are 6 weeks old that you didn't know how to deliver, and 2 of them died after they reached a month and a half old. So that was clearly your fault.
No. It wasn't...
What did they die from?
Well, okay, again, I had to go to work, and it was hot. It was in the summer. So my air conditioner broke, and my dog, it was... How do I explain this? Okay. It was really hot. My dog was... Okay. I ended up putting... Okay, I had a dog house outside of my patio, and I put my dog and the puppies outside at night because my air conditioner broke at night, and it was extremely hot. It was so extremely hot. Well, it was cooler night, so I put them outside, and again, my roommate and I agreed, that I would, that they would go outside. I'd go to work in the morning. She would go and pick, and take them and bring them back in the house. Well, I went to work, and she ended up sleeping in, and I guess 2 of the puppies crawled out of their doghouse, and they died.
So again, it was somebody else's fault?
No, it was not somebody else's fault. It was my fault.
Good. Okay, now you should have understood, Miss Lopez, that breeding dogs was not for you.
I wasn't breeding them. It was an accident. It wasn't something...
An accident happens once.
Okay.
Then you take the dog to have the dog spayed.
Right.
You did not.
No, I did not.
So the dog got pregnant again. Do you want to tell me how that happened?
It was by the same dog. And it was the same way.
Same dog, same way. And you did the same thing. You called the defendant.
I called her this time, yes.
I said you called the defendant.
Yes.
I read your complaint, and you called her and said what?
And I told her, my roommate trusted that you helped deliver Zoe's first litter, and I was like, I need to go to work again. And I asked her if I could bring Zoe over so that she could assist in making sure that she was okay, because I realized that her water broke. And so she, I asked her and she agreed. So I went over there and I dropped Zoe off, and I told her that I would come back and, check up on the puppies.
Well, when did you come back?
I went to work, and then I came back the following day.
When did she have the puppies?
She had them that day.
What was the date?
It was January. It was about January 30th.
Is that the date?
So it was
What's the date?
She brought them to my house on the 20th. She delivered the puppies the 21st in the evening.
She delivered the puppies on the 21st.
Yes, ma'am.
When did she come back?
Sunday.
Which is what date?
Well, that would be the 23rd.
3 days after she brought the dog to your house.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Miss Lopez, between August of 2004, when your dog had the first litter,
right,
and January of 2005, how many vet visits did your dog have?
She had 2 vet visits.
You have the forms?
I don't have those.
What were the visits for?
It was just a checkup. That's it. Getting her shots, and that was it.
What's the name of the vet?
The vet, I don't have that information.
How many dogs do you have?
I only have 1 dog.
Well, if you only have 1 dog, then it's not a problem with remembering the name of the vet. You remembered what happened in August of 2004 pretty much verbatim. Right. So just the name of the doctor.
I don't have that information. I'm sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You certainly don't have any room up here to take care of yourself, a 5-year-old, a dog, and 8 puppies, because you couldn't figure out that that doggy door was going to be open and closed and open and closed and open and closed. So you got to think about that.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Veronica Lopez says her former roommate's mother, Christy Malden, stole her dog Zoe and Zoe's litter of puppies. Christy says Veronica has no right to be a pet owner.
Okay, Ms. Malden, the plaintiff brought the dog to your house on the 20th of January.
Yes.
You delivered how many puppies?
4.
Were you aware of the fact that the plaintiff was responsible for the death of 2 of the puppies that you had delivered the previous summer?
Yes, ma'am. I was very upset when I found that out.
After you delivered the 4 puppies, and they were all born alive?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they all survive?
Yes.
What happened with Zoe?
When Veronica called me on the 20th, she asked me if I could watch the dog. And I said, yes, I'm homesick today, so that'd be fine. I'll watch her for you. And she brought her over, and she said, I think her water broke. And so I watched her, and the dog, her water didn't break, but she kept throwing up. So that happened throughout the whole day on Thursday. Friday, she was pretty much the same, but she delivered the puppies, started around 5:30 on the 21st in the evening. And she had a hard time with those, so I had to assist her in those, pulling the puppies out, because she's so small and so weak.
Somebody have a picture of this dog?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
Here's one of the babies, too. That was when the puppies were 3 weeks old.
Okay. When did Zoe have to go to the vet?
Well, Sunday, Zoe started having diarrhea in the evening. By Monday, she was throwing up. I had put her in my bathroom with the babies and came back at lunch to check on them, and she was laying in both feces and nursing the puppies at the same time. Well, I then called Veronica and let her know, the situation, told her they needed to be taken to the vet. And she
You
said,
remember that phone call?
Yes, I do.
Did you rush home to take her to the vet?
I told her that I was going to come by and pick up the dog.
Did
I
you?
did not. No, I did not, because she didn't explain to me or go into detail on what exactly was happening.
I mean, is there something thick? She's had your dog the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. She had the dog when the dog delivered the puppies, when the dog was vomiting, which she told you about. She had the dog when the dog had the puppies. Now she's calling you and saying, there's a problem. The dog has to go to the vet.
Right. See, I went to her house. It was 2 days after Zoe, or a day after Zoe had the puppies. I went over to her house to go visit my dog and the puppies.
I'm talking to you about the day she called you and said the dog is sick.
Right. But there's more that goes to that. And
How old's your daughter?
she is 5 years old.
Have you ever gotten a call from school and what's your daughter's name?
Alexis.
Alexis. Alexis is sick, you have to come and get her.
Yes.
And do you go after work?
And yes, I do.
You go after work, you say, you just hold her there, I'll be there when I can get there.
Yes, I do. I get off. No, I apologize. No, I don't tell her to hold on there. I get out of work and I go get my daughter. I apologize. I was missing.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
That's what this lady said. She said this dog is very ill and has to go to the vet.
I understand that.
What do you understand, Miss Lopez? What you have to understand at your age is you got enough on your plate without a dog.
Yeah.
You got enough on your plate taking care of yourself. Now you got enough on your plate taking care of yourself and a 5-year-old. You certainly don't have any room up here to take care of yourself, a 5-year-old, a dog, and 8 puppies, because you had 4, 2 you lost, and 2 more you had, because you couldn't figure out that that doggy door was going to be open and closed and open and closed and open and closed. So you got to think about that. You didn't use your brains to think about spaying the dog when you were supposed to. The dog got pregnant, had puppies. Because of your neglect, 2 died. So it would seem to me somebody in their right mind would say, listen, I'd better have this dog spayed now or move to a house that didn't have a doggy door. Not you. You kept the dog, you kept the doggy door, and what do you know? Neighbor's dog comes in again, and once again your dog is pregnant. And you are running to work. So you call somebody else to clean up after you.
Well, I was working, and she called me and she told me she had already taken her to the vet.
No.
This is after the conversation.
No. You said I'll be there.
Right.
Did you leave work?
No, I did not leave work.
What time do you get off from work?
Sometime in the afternoon, late afternoon.
Your Honor.
So you had no intention of going over there?
No, I did.
Did you go and say, I have to leave work? Like,
Veronica Lopez claims her former roommate's mother, Christy Malden, stole her dog Zoe and gave away Zoe's litter of puppies.
what was the vet bill for Zoe?
It was $1,900.
Can I see what they had to do with the dog,
$1,009.88. Those are the doctor's notes.
They had to give your dog an IV catheter replacement, fluid therapy, fluid additives, plasma transfusion.
She had to have a blood
Dog was
transfusion.
hospitalized, spayed.
The dog was severely malnutritioned.
A dog that is malnutritioned doesn't have 4 healthy puppies. My dog was well loved.
Two men may concern. Zoe is a 2-year-old female terrier. She had given birth 2 days prior. She had been vomiting throughout the day and was in a moribund state. She had a fever, a life-threatening low blood calcium, and had lost 1/2 of her red blood cells. Saving her life required 4 days of hospitalization, a blood transfusion, a plasma transfusion, and abdominal surgery to remove her uterus that was continuing to bleed postpartum.
And I'm not denying any of that information. I know that my dog needed help. But the thing is, okay, the first day I went to Miss Malden's house to go look at my dog and the puppies, I saw that they were in good care. I did. I saw that they were in great care. And I mentioned to Heather, you know, for your mom doing, you know, this good deed and whatever, I want to offer her one of the puppies. The first thing that she mentioned was that my mom doesn't want one of the puppies, she wants Zoe.
Well, because Zoe was the neglected one. Miss Lopez, listen to me very carefully, madam.
Yes.
Did you pay her the $1,000 that she spent at the vet?
No, because I didn't have $1,000, and that was...
Well, you didn't have $1,000. Where did she get $1,000 from?
She didn't, and that's not... I told her, like, okay, after she mentioned that, the next day, the following day, after I had the conversation with Miss Malden at work, she told me she was going to take her to the vet, and I told her that I was going to go ahead and take care of it. I was going to take Zoe to the vet myself.
A vet whose name you can't remember. Did you give her back the $1,000? She paid the bill. The answer is
no.
No. Good. Where are the puppies?
I sold them after they turned 6 weeks old.
Okay. How much did you get for the puppies?
I got $300 for 2 of them, $200 for 2 of them, and then I sold Zoe for $300.
Who did you sell Zoe to?
I don't know who they were. I did screen the homes, though.
I don't know if I believe that, Miss Malden.
I don't, really, I don't.
I read the complaint. I read your answer. And I am, quite frankly, sympathetic with your position. But legally, you had no right to sell her dog. You understand that?
Yes.
She has no right to have a dog.
This is correct.
She doesn't know how to take care of them.
Right.
She's neglectful. She has a very full plate. And she has no right to act irresponsibly.
Right.
She caused the death of 2 puppies. She almost caused the death of Zoe because of her neglect, and she was perfectly happy to have somebody else pick up the slack for her. She is not a person who's responsible enough to have a pet.
Right.
But that doesn't give you the legal right to dispose of her dog. So the only thing that I have to come up with is, what are Miss Lopez's damages? Because for every lawsuit, there has to be damage.
Yes, ma'am.
I've already decided that legally you had absolutely no right to dispose of her dog.
Well, Your Honor...
Don't say anything to me.
Can I just...
Miss Lopez, listen to me very carefully. I've just told you that the defendant had absolutely no right to legally
but
to
she was
sell
already
your dog.
trying to convince me to give up my dog.
Absolutely. Because you have no right to have a dog.
No.
Listen, I just told you, there isn't enough up here to take care of yourself. You have yourself and you have a 5-year-old daughter. You have no right adding to your plate a helpless animal that requires somebody else to do a little thinking for it, like spaying it so it doesn't become pregnant twice in 1 year, not taking puppies in out of the sun when it's 90 degrees outside, needs somebody else to think about taking care of them. You don't have that kind of time. I give you credit for working 2 jobs. I give you credit for being a single mom and taking care of a 5-year-old and working to take care of yourself. You have no right to have a dog. You don't have time. You don't have time to make that commitment. And the only thing is, I have to figure out what your damages were. She took over your dog. She had, on a dollar profit, she had $300 that she made, in addition to what she spent on your dogs at the vet. But she also took care of your dog and your puppies for 8 weeks, where you did Zippo. No, I'm speaking Zippo. Nothing. And as far as I'm concerned, her time in taking care of your pets have to be worth something. If your puppies were with you and you had to tube feed them for 2 weeks, you would have had to take off from work to do that. Otherwise, you would have neglected them and turned them over to your roommate who let 2 of them fry out in the sun, which would have been an unsatisfactory resolution. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I believe I was in the wrong for selling Zoe.
My dog was well cared for.
When I
Now, this is case number 91 on the calendar in the matter of Hunting versus Rodriguez. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Hunting, according to what I read, there was a poker game that was going on in your home?
Correct.
And the defendant was one of the participants in the game. There was some sort of a disagreement as to who had the winning hand. Defendant lost, and you claimed that in a tiff, when he left, he damaged your car. He says he didn't do it. How do you know him?
He is just a friend of a friend, and he was invited to my house by our mutual friend.
Do you have a regular poker game that goes on in your house?
No, it was just for fun.
How many people were there?
6.
Men or women?
There were 2 women and 4 men.
How many of the men did you know?
3 of them.
He was the only one you didn't know?
Correct.
What about the other woman?
She's my witness, Tristan.
So tell me what happened.
Well, it was August 27th, 2004, and we just had a gathering at my house of friends, and he came with our friend Robert, and I had no reservations about it. I was okay with that. And I think he had been drinking before he came over, but I still wasn't really concerned. He decided to participate in our game, and it had gone on for a good couple hours with no problems. We were all just hanging out having fun, no problems at all. And then when he had thought he won a hand and there was some questions about it, he kind of got defensive and aggressive when we tried to tell him otherwise. And he got angry at us, and he started calling names and pushing people and getting up and getting violent.
So what happened next?
Well, we tried to break it up. He tried to fight my boyfriend. He was calling names. He picked up a bike and actually threw it across the deck and bruised my friend's arm. I have a picture.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am.
Why would she make up such a story?
I don't know. I can't
Did you
really
lose a hand in
speculate.
poker?
No, ma'am. I still remember the hand.
Well, was there some sort of a dispute as to whether you won?
Yes, ma'am.
So you won the game,
Yes, ma'am.
and then they told you you lost the game and couldn't take the money.
Actually, her boyfriend had agreed that I won, and then she jumped in the middle, tried to read his cards, said, "No, you won, look at your hand." He looked, and then he agreed, tried to take the money. But he already called the wrong hand. He called a hand lower than mine. I started taking the money down. He kept trying to argue with me. She kept jumping in the middle. I admit I did call her, but it wasn't really directed towards her. It was like, I don't want to hear what any have to say when 2 men are playing a game. It's our money, it's our game. No one else is in the game.
The women weren't playing?
I
No,
was
they
playing.
already lost.
Sorry.
They already lost all their money, so there's only 3
But the
people
women
left.
had been playing,
Yes, ma'am.
and you did play with the women.
Yes, ma'am.
So it wasn't as if you don't want to play with women, that it wasn't
Oh,
just a
no.
man's game.
No, we were all playing. They lost. There were 3 of us left.
And nothing happened with the bicycle.
No, there was a bike in the way, but I was getting pulled out of their house, and I bumped into a bike. I never picked a bike up, threw it, or anything like that.
Okay, then according to you, Miss Hunting, Mr. Rodriguez damaged your car when he left. How did he
Definitely.
damage your car?
He damaged 2 vehicles. He was inside, and it took a good 15 minutes to get him calmed down. We were trying to calm him down. He wouldn't calm down, so he was physically removed from my house.
How was he physically? removed?
By our friend Robert.
Is that right?
Yeah, he escorted me out of the house.
He pulled you out?
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't want to leave?
No, her boyfriend had tried to start a fight with me, so I stood up. We were going to fight, and he didn't want to fight, and then her mom came in, said we're going to call the police, told her to call the police, you know. They're trying to rob me of my money.
So you still felt as if you were owed that money
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
pot? So you didn't want to leave without your money?
No, ma'am.
So you were pulled out by Robert?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened when you were pulled out, Mr. Rodriguez?
Well, he pulled me out, but right before the door closed, I said, look, you know, I'll leave, but I want my money, at least the money I put into the pot in the beginning. They went and got my money. He gave it to me. He walked to his car and got in and left.
Who walked to the car?
Me and Robert.
Robert was the one who had brought you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was a friend of yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he still a friend of yours?
Yeah.
See him?
Yeah. He lives on the same street, so, yeah, we see
Good.
each other.
And you claim that he damaged cars when he left. You have any witness? Did you see him do that?
I actually have Robert here as a witness.
Really? Bring him in. And Robert is your friend?
Yes, ma'am.
So Robert wouldn't lie for her?
I can't speak on that. He's intimate with her friends, so a lot of people do a lot of things when they're with somebody.
I don't think that's important.
Swear the witness, please.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes, I do.
State your name for the record, please.
Robert Silva.
Mr. Silva, Mr. Rodriguez says that you're a friend of his. Is that right?
That's correct.
How long have you known him?
About 15, 16 years.
You invited him to a party on the 27th of August at Miss Hunting's home. Is that right?
Yes.
You were playing poker?
Yes.
And there was some sort of a dispute over a winning hand. We're getting past that. Did you see an incident involving Mr. Rodriguez and a bicycle?
No.
Didn't see him pick up or toss a bicycle?
No.
Did you remove him from the house?
We walked out together.
You didn't pull him out of the house?
Pull, no. I was just, he wasn't done talking, and I think we were done talking, so I said it was time to go.
Now, when he left the house, can you describe what happened, sir?
I told him to leave, and I went to go close the door.
Look at me when you're talking.
And on the way out, I seen him kick Amber's car on the way out.
How many cars did you see him kick?
I only seen him kick Amber's car.
Did you say anything to him when you finally caught up to him?
No.
You didn't say, why did you kick Amber's car?
It's too late. It doesn't matter why. I couldn't stop it.
Oh, no. That's their witness. They say
That's their witness, sir,
they
but
say
your
I
friend
kicked-
for 17 years.
Oh, yes, ma'am. But it just seems fugazi to me because...
What?
It seems a little funny to me because they said I threw a bicycle. He didn't see it.
No,
They
he
say
didn't
I
see
kicked
that.
2 cars, and he only seen me kick 1. Oh, no. The story seems wrong.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Just want to make sure that you think I'm fair. Not that it's really important to me what you think, but I want you to start doing a little thinking.
And later today,
Were you annoyed that she went back to her husband?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then if you weren't annoyed, why don't you do the right thing?
Yes, you say lack of communication.
Lack of character is more like it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Amber Hunting says acquaintance Daniel Rodriguez vandalized 2 of her cars after an argument over a poker game. Amber has produced a surprise eyewitness.
Did you call the police immediately?
As soon as I saw the damage to the vehicles, I went inside.
Was
and
that
called
the same
police.
day, the 27th of August?
Yes.
Can I see the police report, please? How old are you, Miss Hunting?
21.
You live at home with your folks?
With my mother?
And this is your mom?
Yes.
Who, if I called her as a witness, would testify about a lot of bad language that she heard, and she said she was going to call the police, correct?
Correct.
You have photographs of the vehicles?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see them, please. Well, the detective who responded saw the following, Mr. Rodriguez. He saw the damage to the cars. The issue is really, was this old damage, new damage? But let me tell you what the police officer wrote. Second vehicle, 1997 Ford Escort, belonged to Amber's mother, Doreen Hunting. I noticed a circular dent near the driver's side door and chipped paint around the dent. I located several pieces of the chipped paint on the ground, directly below the dent on the door. So you know what that suggests to me, Mr. Rodriguez?
New damage?
Very smart. Now, Who do you think had a motive to be angry that night?
I did.
And whose dear friend who invited them to this party says it was you who caused the damage?
Mine.
Mr. Rodriguez, if you were sitting in my place, would you think that I caused the damage?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Just want to make sure that you think I'm fair.
But
Not
I'd
that it's,
also would
not
think
that it's
that-
really important to me what you think, but I want you to start doing a little thinking. What are the estimates to fix these two dents?
$1,893.
Together.
Yes.
That's a bargain. So not only didn't you win, sir, at poker that night, but your temper is going to cost you $1,893. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was drunkenness and nobody was really listening to each other, and emotions run high when drinking is involved.
There were a bunch of people playing a game of poker who were too drunk to know how to really play.
It wasn't that big of a deal till my vehicles were damaged.
They were talking, wanted to call the police, wanted to fight.
He was my friend's friend. I didn't think it was necessary. I had hoped that he would calm down.
Told him to call the police. I thought it was a good idea.
I just wanted to handle it right and take care of it, but he denied it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It's no big deal, you know. I've known him 15 years. It's just one night.
Thank you for showing up and taking care of everything, and I'm glad everything's over with.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kerr versus Guthrie. Step forward, please.
26-year-old account manager Lisa Kerr is suing her ex-boyfriend, Private Eye Gary Guthrie, for a loan to buy a spy cell phone. Gary says the spy equipment was a gift.
Miss Kerr, who is this?
This is my witness, my friend Lindsay.
Mr. Guthrie, who is this?
This is my brother Adam in witness.
This is the situation as I understand it. You and Mr. Guthrie dated briefly. Was it a time he was separated from your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
And for some strange reason, according to you, Mr. Guthrie, who needed some spy equipment, that's your business, you're in security, surveillance, and you agreed to put it on your credit card, this piece of equipment that he saw that he liked. And you did. According to you, he said he was going to pay for it. The piece of equipment came, you and Mr. Guthrie no longer an item. Mr. Guthrie says that the spy equipment doesn't work.
Correct.
So he's not paying for it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If it worked, were you going to pay for it?
Well,
Well is not an answer, Mr. Guthrie.
Well, I
If it
assumed it
worked,
was a-
listen to me very carefully, sir. If it worked, were you going to pay for it? Just a second. The questions get harder. What's your first name?
Gary.
Gary? Listen to me, Gary. Try not to play with me, sir, otherwise you're going to look like an idiot. If it worked, were you going to pay for it?
Yes, Your Honor.
That wasn't hard, was it, Gary?
No.
Did you actually think you were going to come here and make a fool out of me?
No.
So it didn't work. And you told the plaintiff it didn't work, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so the company said, send it back to us, and while you're not going to get your money back, you can buy additional merchandise.
Or switch it out for another one that might work if it
Or
came.
switch it out.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understood that, right, Gary?
Yes, Your Honor.
See how mellow Gary is getting now? Gary gets it now. Because in Gary's answer, he thought he was being a wise guy, and he told me first it was a gift from her, that she bought him a gift. And then she changed her mind because she went back to her husband and they got this big bill, and that's why she's probably coming after him. That didn't ring true to me. So that's why I asked Gary if he was intending to pay her back for it if it worked. You understand, Gary? Then you bring along genius with you over here. Because the idea was, according to you, and you agree, that you were told to pack up the old equipment and send it back to the company. And you brought her over the box.
No, I didn't actually bring the box.
How did she get the box?
Through my brother.
He brought her the box.
Yes.
And she paid for sending it back.
That's correct.
Not you. She paid for sending it back. Now, genius, you can stand up.
Lisa Kerr says ex-boyfriend Gary Guthrie owes for a loan to buy a spy phone. Gary claims the phone was broken and he tried to return it.
You got a first name?
Adam.
You didn't pack up the spy equipment, did you, Adam?
I was told
Is not an answer.
I did pack up the equipment.
You did?
But I grabbed the wrong device, apparently.
What does that mean, genius?
When I gave it to Lisa and she'd shipped it off, they could tell her it was the wrong device. But I did not know because my brother was out of town. It was a phone call that told me to pack up the device.
What did you tell your brother to do?
I told him to grab my cell phone and back it up to get to her.
Your cell phone? Well, that's not a spy piece of equipment that costs $3,400.
Well, if you've seen my other cell phones, you'd understand that I have a lot of cell phones, and all my cell phones are pretty high-tech.
I somehow think, Adam, that this was a little scammy-whammy that was going on here, kids. You sent back the wrong thing. Did you send back the wrong thing?
Yes, by accident.
Ultimately, you found the device, and it had not been sent back, right?
Correct.
When you found the device that had not been sent back, what was the first thing you did?
Well, I told her I obviously
So the first thing you did was call her?
I tried to attempt to. I wasn't able to get in touch with her.
So you did call her?
Yes, once I found out it was the wrong device.
Well, then I want to know, what date did you find out it was the wrong device?
Mid-December, somewhere in the middle of December.
And when did you find out that they didn't receive the device?
It was right around December the 18th or 20th.
And when did Mr. Guthrie call you?
I actually never spoke with him about that until I had left to go on Christmas vacation, and I ended up breaking my leg. So I was out of commission for a few months, and I finally got a hold of him again in March.
So between December, when he found out that he did not give you the right piece of equipment, and March, are you telling me he never called you?
Not that I spoke with him, and not a message that I got from him, no.
So he never called?
No, ma'am.
As far as you know, he never called?
Right.
What did you do with the piece of equipment, Gary?
Well, come mid-April, we were fishing, and I was trying to get the device to work, which is the whole issue, how it didn't work. And out of frustration, it actually ended up in the lake.
So, Gary, who do you think ought to pay for this piece of equipment?
Well, my assumption, seeing that she didn't call me back for that period of time.
Didn't call you back? Did you send her a letter?
I didn't send a certified letter, Your Honor, no.
Did you send her back the piece of equipment and say, I'm sorry, my idiot brother made a mistake? The answer is no. The answer is you took the piece of equipment and you threw it in the lake. It's according to you. I don't know whether I believe you or not, but that's according to you. When did you throw it in the lake, Gary?
Let's see, April, mid-April.
So you could have done a lot of things. The first thing that you could have done was try her once on the phone. If I believed that, you couldn't get her in. So you packed the piece of equipment up and say, I'm sorry, this was a big mistake. That's in December. I'm going to bear the burden of sending it back to the company. I don't want you to send it back for another $70 because my brother doesn't know whether he's a foot or horseback, right? You chose not to do that, Gary. Were you annoyed that she went back to her husband? Huh?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then if you weren't annoyed that she went back to her husband, why don't you do the right thing?
Yes, you say lack of communication.
Lack of character is more like it. How much was it?
The original purchase was $3,035. The other items that he chose to replace it came to an additional $223. They wouldn't send me a return authorization.
Just a second, you mean you bought other stuff, Gary? Gary! Did you buy other stuff? You bought another $223 worth of stuff?
I was trying to exchange, yes, to
You were trying to exchange it for the wrong piece of equipment that your brother sent back.
Something that actually worked.
Just a second. You bought some other stuff despite the fact that your brother sent back a bad cell phone instead of this piece of spy equipment.
I wasn't aware that he'd done that, Your Honor.
Well, did you send back the other stuff that you purchased for $223?
I never received it.
We never received it because we had to give them the list of the items that we wanted in replace of it. After we gave them that list, they gave us the return authorization. Once they received the phone, they were going to send the items. Well, they never received the phone.
So they never sent the items. Why?
Yes,
then you shouldn't be charged for them.
But I have the email where it says we have to charge your card prior to even giving you the return
Then you have
authorization.
to call them and say you never sent those items. Do you understand? I'm not charging them for those. That you take up with the company. They never sent you the merchandise. They can't charge you.
I have done that. It's a company in Thailand. It's really the only way I can communicate with them is through email.
Well, then I would suggest that you be smarter next time and not deal with a company in Thailand and not deal with Gary.
Understood.
And his brother. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,035. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step. This is case number 267 on the calendar in the matter of Campbell versus Fisher. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Campbell, you live with the defendant, Mrs. Fisher's father.
Correct.
And you've been together for how long?
Approximately 6 years.
And sometime, the early part of this year, you and your boyfriend were going on vacation or holiday, and she was going to stay home and take care of not only the home, but a whole bunch of animals that you have.
Correct.
You were gone for several weeks.
Correct.
She did not do what she was supposed to do. She left the house unattended, left the animals unattended, as a result of which the house was pretty much destroyed. That's what you're suing for.
Correct.
You were subsequently married.
Yes.
This is your husband.
Yes.
You have a cross-complaint, and your cross-complaint is for some sort of harassment. Okay. When did Mrs. Fisher move in with you?
Approximately 3 years ago.
Is that right?
Yes.
And how old were you when you moved in?
I was about 16.
Where had you lived before?
In Arkansas with my grandfather.
So you moved back and lived with your dad and his girlfriend?
Yes.
And how long did you plan on being away?
4 weeks. Items I sell, and I'm a vendor at craft fairs and craft shows.
Did you have an arrangement with her with regard to caring for the animals when you were away?
Yes, I did.
What did you say to her and what did she say to you?
The conversation was between her and her boyfriend, Michael Fisher, at the time. They agreed to take care of the animals. He agreed to take her to and from work and to and from school because she was still in high school. They assured me that everything would be fine as it had been before.
And you had no concerns?
No.
When did you have an inkling that something wasn't right?
We couldn't reach them for several weeks. I mean, several weeks. Come 5 weeks later, she called us when we were on location at a market and informed us that she had moved out sometime right after we had left to go out of town.
Had you had any indication that she was moving out?
No, Your Honor.
What kind of animals do you have?
I raise hybrid wolves. I have 2 hybrid wolves at this time, 2 cats, and a parrot.
So 5 animals altogether?
Yes, Your Honor.
When did you know that something was wrong with the animals? Did she tell you she was taking care of the animals?
She was pretty evasive to me, and I was very, very, very upset. We then called, myself and her father called John McNeely, who is a close friend of us, our family, to go and check on the animals and on my home. He then went over immediately and informed us that we needed to get home immediately, that the animals were not in good shape at all, and the house was totally trashed.
Did you come right home?
It took us 2 days. We're in the midst of having engine problems with our motorhome. Our motorhome is still in Georgia at this time because we had to drop everything, buy another vehicle, and come straight home. We were home within a day and a half.
What did you find when you got home?
My house was totally trashed, birdseed everywhere. Cat urine and feces had not been picked up or cleaned up all through the home. The backyard was totally trashed from where the animals had tried to get in the home because my dogs have never been outside all night, never. And they had been left outside for long, long periods of time. The inside of the house was, my furniture was broken. There was a multitude of things missing. My walls were dented and scratched. I couldn't, it was totally unbelievable.
Did you take any photographs?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Can I see them?
Sure. I have at the very end what the house looks like now and also what the house, what the dogs look like now. And I understand that they're not very good pictures. I'm an amateur at that. It was just something I thought I needed to do.
When you came home, was the house locked up?
Yes, it was.
What items did you find missing?
The dressers, there was 3 dressers that were in Leslie's room. They were missing. They were returned, and that was the condition they were turned in the photos. There was $250.
Who returned them?
They did, on police order.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Why did you take the dressers?
They were mine.
But the police told you to return them?
Yes.
What else was missing?
$250 cash out of my safe deposit box, along with her Social Security card, her prescription for her contacts and glasses, her title to her car.
That was all in your safe deposit
box?
Yes,
Your Honor. Jewelry, clothing, bedding, food.
All right, let's talk about the safety deposit box. You went into the safety deposit box to get your stuff?
I went in and got my stuff when they asked me to get the papers for their motorhome. That's the only time I went in with it, into it. title to my car was in a manila envelope, sort of like this, that was in my room. It was never in their box.
Social Security card?
It was, yes.
Where was that?
It was in their box.
Did you take it?
Yes. Mike was there, and so was John.
Who's Mike?
My husband.
Who's John?
My witness.
Step up, please. John, what's your last name?
McNeely.
Tell me about the circumstances surrounding your going into the safety deposit.
Rose and Leon had called me when their motorhome broke down and asked me to go over and help Leslie and Michael try to find the warranty papers for the engine.
You actually went into the safety deposit box with them?
No, I was looking through the papers that Leslie had already pulled out, had them on the counter, seeing what she had, making sure that they were the right papers, and going through, getting phone numbers and stuff to call Rose and Leon with to give them for the warranty for the motor.
Were you still living in the house at the time that you went through the safety deposit box?
Yes, I was.
When did you leave?
I completely moved out the day, what was it, the day before they came home? Because
But
we had
you weren't
3
staying
cats.
in the house.
We had 3 cats, and when I finally completely moved all my stuff out, I took
Mrs.
my
Fisher,
cat and bought stuff.
we're not going to play games with each other. I'm not talking about completely moving out. When did you cease living there on a full-time basis?
What day was that?
Don't ask him. How much after they left
think
did
it
you
was probably
start
a week.
living with your now husband?
I think it was probably a week.
And you had some stuff that you left there, so you would go back periodically.
No, I would take care of the animals too.
Periodically?
No, every day.
Okay. Well, the devastation that I saw, for instance, around the parrot's cage, let's talk about that, and the kitty litter boxes, that's more than a day's worth of cleanup.
What do you... To clean the litter boxes, you did that once a week. She told me you have to do it once a week. Clean 2 litter boxes. It was in my room.
He wasn't living there in the house with
No,
you?
Your Honor.
Okay, so
no.
your arrangement
He was not
with
allowed
him.
to be in the home, and only at certain times, because I was trying to keep Leslie from doing something that she might be sorry for. He's 30 years old, Your Honor.
He's 29.
She was 18 at the time, Your Honor. I feel that this is just a stab in my back. I brought a child up, tried to give her a good home. I
Then why did you treat me so bad?
Listen. We don't do that here.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If I knew all this was going to happen, I would have stayed.
Stayed where?
Arkansas.
Well, if you stayed in Arkansas, you wouldn't have met your husband.
That's better than all the hell they put me through.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rose Campbell says Leslie Fisher was left to watch her home while she was on vacation. Rose says Leslie abandoned her home and her animals. Leslie and her husband are countersuing for harassment and defamation of character.
Miss Fisher, can you tell me why you chose to wait until after they left?
Because I know they'd put me...
To move out. Why?
Because I know they'd do this to me. They wouldn't let me move out because I tried to move out more than once.
So it was your plan to move out. Is that right?
Yes, and they knew it.
No, don't tell me that they knew it. They wouldn't have known that you were going to move out.
They didn't know
and
the
leave,
exact.
And leave all their animals unattended. So this was your plan. And this was your plan with your husband?
Yes.
And when did you formulate this plan?
We talked about it for a few weeks.
Before they left?
Yeah.
So you weren't honest with Miss Campbell or your father when you said that you would be living in the house all the time and taking care of the animals.
They didn't ask me to live in the house. It was just sort of like telling me to do everything.
But you had been living in the house
Yeah,
full
I had
time
been.
and taking care of the pets when they went on
Because
this
I
trip.
had to. They didn't ask me. We didn't, write down papers saying that they would pay me or we had an agreement or anything.
Miss Fisher, let me ask you this question. You moved in when you were 16.
Yes.
Were you working?
Not when I was 16, no.
Were you working when you were 17?
Yes.
Full-time or part-time?
Part-time because I had to go to school full-time.
You lived in the house. They paid all the expenses, right? And you had certain chores to do.
Yes.
Does that sound unreasonable to you?
Not then.
Well, then you turned 18. When did you meet him?
I knew him when I first moved up to Ohio.
When you were 16?
Yes.
And how old was he?
He was 26.
Okay. Mr. Fisher, what kind of work do you do, sir?
Body man, fix cars. Frame.
Is that your own business?
No.
You work for somebody else?
Yes, I do.
You're working on the books, of course.
I should be.
But you're not.
He better be paying me on the books.
Well, you would know, Mr. Fisher, whether you're being paid on the books. Either you get a check that says this is how much they take out for taxes and Social Security, or they don't take out for taxes and Social Security. So you paid on the books or off the books?
The boss told me he was going to be paying me on the books. He should be paying me on the books. If he is or isn't, I don't know. I do not want to take a check from the man because the checks will bounce.
So you're paid in cash?
I tell him to give me $400 cash and take care of the taxes for it.
Miss Fisher, there's some indication in these papers that you were charged with animal cruelty or animal abandonment. Is that right?
Yes. I've got a misdemeanor for it, yes.
So you were convicted?
Well, it was the easiest way to get out of the court case, yeah.
So you were convicted?
Yes.
And you pled guilty?
No contest. Same as guilty, yes.
So that there really is no issue as to whether you abandoned these animals, because the burden of proof here is much less than in a criminal proceeding. The only issue is one of damages. Now, what were the damages to your animal?
Well over $4,000, Your Honor, but I'm not claiming that because I feel that some of it was done previous to her doing what she did to me. I'm claiming $1,800 to repair the couch, to change the door locks because they did get keys made for my doors, and my doors, cleaning the walls, repairing the walls, the carpeting, the vet bill.
How much was the vet bill?
The vet bill was over $380.
All right, tell me about your counterclaim.
They harassed us. She harassed us on the phone.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, we've got the tape right here if you'd like to listen to it.
Leslie, this is Rosie. I just wanted you to know that if I don't have you face-to-face and you're not woman enough to come and talk to me about what has gone on, not only am I going to prosecute you, but I'm also going and headed to the school with 2 documents. One to Mr. to inform him that you aren't living in the Menor School District anymore, and you'll have to go to night school to finish. And I think Mikey is going to have some problems also. The only way that we can remedy this, Leslie, one is I don't want you to come back. You are not welcome in my house after you come here once. Just to tell me where my stuff is, why you left it, why you did what you did to these animals. That's all I have to say to you. Not only have you broken my heart, you also have broken all of my trust. Obviously, you have no one now. You have not me, not my family. My daughter's on her way over here to calm me down. You don't have anybody in your family. You have your sister whom you are just like. Only thing is, she was with him a little longer than 3 months. Also, you have nobody. You have nobody now. Well, kid, you got a long and hard road to work. I hope you make it.
Have anything else you want me to listen to?
We have a videotape of our wedding right after. There were still people there from the ceremony, and my dad, and we know John was there, but we're not sure if Rosie was in the van. They came and harassed us.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She's into the vending business, basically. I consider a carny, and she...
I beg your pardon.
It's my own personal opinion, so please.
Listen, your judgment's so lousy so far, I'm not interested in your opinion.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Rose Campbell says Leslie Fisher owes her for a trashed home and neglecting her animals.
The tape is not harassment, madam.
She almost got me kicked out of school, fired
Let me
from
tell
my
you what
job.
she's saying to you. She's saying, you lived in her home, she trusted you, and you violated their trust. It's clear to me that you violated their trust because you snuck around, waited until, with a plot, waited until they left. And then as soon as they left, you moved out. And you may have come back every few days to take care of the animals, to feed them, give them water, do whatever, but that's not what was anticipated. What was anticipated is that you would be living there. There's a difference between living there and going to feed the cat every couple of days. Miss Fisher, you and I know that. And I'm telling you something. That's not harassment on that tape. What that is hurt. Because what she really said was, I'm going to do all these things to you, none of which are illegal. But all I want you to do is come here and explain to me why you did this to me. Why you did it the way you did it. Let me ask you this question, sir.
Huh.
You're older.
Yes.
You're supposed to be more responsible.
Yes.
Why did you encourage Miss Fisher to leave the house without letting them know?
I did not.
You didn't?
No, I told her straight out, point blank,
yes,
it's her choice. If she wants to move out, I ain't going to stop her. I ain't going to talk her into it. I ain't going to talk her out of it. It's her choice.
Just a second. Rose and Leon were going to be away for 2 months.
We were there every single day. We have a picture of her mailbox if you would like to take a look. See at it. She's got a small mailbox. She's into the vending business. Basically, I consider a carny. And she
I beg your pardon.
Miss Campbell, Miss Campbell.
I personally believe...
Miss Campbell, look at me. Please don't talk to him. Don't talk to him.
I'm a nurse, in-home nurse.
It's my own personal opinion, so please.
Well, I'm not interested. You listen, your judgment's so lousy so far. I'm not interested in your opinion. Say no more. Just tell me what happened at the wedding, please, so I can
Leon
finish.
and John showed up for sure.
I'm not interested in anybody else other than Miss Campbell.
Well, they showed up in Rose Campbell's van. I have no idea if Rose was actually in the van or not. It's hard to tell. Van has tinted windows.
So?
I have no idea if she was...
Oh, I have no idea either.
I figured birds of a feather flock together. I figured Leon was probably in the van with Rosie and John.
How
all three
disrespectful. Just a second. Miss Campbell, please, I told you, I don't want to say it again. I don't want you to speak to him. Miss Fisher, have you spoken to your father since all of this happened?
No.
And of course you haven't spoken to Miss Campbell.
That's right.
Are you a little sorry it happened?
If I knew all this was going to happen, I would have stayed.
Stayed where?
Arkansas.
Well, if you stayed in Arkansas, you wouldn't have met your husband.
That's better than all the hell they put me through.
Wouldn't have met Mike if you stayed in Arkansas. You may have good reason to cry.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Let's take care of the counterclaim first. The counterclaim is nonsense. And there is absolutely no evidence that she was involved in any harassment at your wedding, other than the fact that your husband thinks that birds of a feather flock together. Maybe he's right. There is no question that since Mrs. Fisher has been found guilty of abuse of animals, so there's no question that she did it. There is also no question that you cannot prove that they actually stole money out of your safety deposit box. But I really believe that since you filed your lawsuit against both,
yes, Your Honor,
and you indicated to me that both of them were there when you had this conversation,
correct,
is that right?
Yes.
He had a certain responsibility. He accepted that responsibility. He was also part of the plan, and he was the older member that was part of the plan, that they were certainly not going to fulfill this agreement, at least the way you anticipated it would be fulfilled. In any event,
Found in the matter of Williams versus Torres Punzo. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Williams, you and the defendants used to be neighbors. I gather you've moved from the apartment that you used to have?
Yes.
According to your complaint, the defendants embarked upon a course of conduct which amounted to malicious prosecution by filing a series of police reports against you. And that was in retaliation, according to you, for you calling in a hit-and-run charge against them when they hit someone's car in the parking lot in your complex.
Yes, ma'am.
And the defendants say that everything that they complained about with regard to your conduct was true. The fact that they decided to drop all of the charges and just move has nothing to do with the fact that when they made those police reports, everything that they complained of was accurate. Okay. How long had you been neighbors?
I lived in the building for 7 years.
How long did you live there?
A year.
And when did you see them allegedly hit this other car?
June 22nd was about 12:25 a.m.
Who was driving the car?
Mr. Salvatore Punzo.
Who is that? Me. That's you. And was Mr. Torres the passenger?
I believe so, yes.
What do you mean you believe so?
Well, there was somebody else in the car, and I'm not sure exactly if he was sitting in the front seat or back seat, but he was a passenger in the car.
But Mr. Punzo was driving.
Correct.
What kind of car was he driving?
It's a tracker, looks like a small green Jeep.
And there's no question in your mind that it was the defendant, Mr. Punzo,
Absolutely.
driving. What did you see him do?
I had gotten into my car. I was going to the store, and my car was in the dark in a driveway, so they couldn't have known that I was there.
Don't tell me what they did. Just tell me what you saw.
I saw the defendant's car pull up across the driveway where I was parked and bump into another car. Now, after they bumped it, they kind of rolled back a little bit, and then they pushed into the bumper. I'm thinking that they were just creating a parking spot. I don't know what the intent was, but they pushed the car up some 7 or 8 feet.
And then did they leave their car there?
It was left there.
So what did you do?
I was just kind of shocked. I got out of my car and walked over to see if there was damage on the car. Mr. Punzo was walking away from the car, and he turned around and saw me, and he said, "What?" And I said to him, "Are you going to just hit this car and walk away?" And he said, "I didn't hit that car." And I said, "Yes, you did." And he became a little bit irate. He told me to mind my own business. He called me fat and old and stupid looking and turned around and just left. And at that point, I said, well, I'm just going to call the police.
Now, what actions do you attribute to the defendants with regard to this malicious prosecution?
There were a number of things that would happen. They would walk by my balcony. I had several instances where my car had damage, things of that nature.
Tell me about the prosecution, sir. What did they charge you with?
Harassment. On the 1st of August, they had called the police and said that I had called their home the night before 3 different times and threatened that I was going to get their car. They also called the next day because allegedly their car had been broken into.
And they said that you were responsible for that?
Yes, they did.
You have a copy of those reports?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see them, please.
This is the copy of the incident report with some reductions, naturally, from the police department. As a defendant, I don't have right to see a lot of those things.
Mr. Punzo, whatever happened with the car that you allegedly hit?
Okay, first of all, he had to change the glass because that night it wasn't Joe, the one that was in the car with me. It was my other friend.
Did you hear my question, sir?
What was your question?
Don't be a wise guy with me. It's not going to go here.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
The question was, what happened with the car that you allegedly hit on June 22nd?
Nothing. The police asked me, like, did you hit the car? I said, I just bumped a little bit in the car when I was trying to park.
Whose car was it?
Somebody else's that we don't even know. So we left a note on the windshield, as the police indicate, with our number and our address.
And the police left?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
They left.
And then they left?
Mm-hmm.
And you went back to your house?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And left the note on the car?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sure you did. Okay. Go ahead.
With that report and a series of photographs, the defendants tried to get a permanent restraining order against me. The judge did not give them a restraining order. However, she did say that if they wanted an anti-harassment order stating that I would not call their house, that she was going to grant me the exact same identical thing, which she did. A copy of both reports. Mine's on the bottom.
What happened next?
6 weeks later, the letter and the summons charging me with harassment that I had to appear in court, that I was facing 1 year in prison. That
Right, okay.
I went through the entire legal system, pre-trials, intakes, attorneys, continuance hearings, and 5 days before the jury trial, my attorney approached the prosecution to give them some idea of the history of this case, and that I was bringing a transcript of that hearing to the jury trial, and the next day they came back and dismissed the case without prejudice. The docket, the city has put on here their reasoning for why they dismissed the case. Sometime between the conversation between my attorney and the city's attorney, and the next day, the witnesses became uncooperative. And in the police report, Mr. Torres claims to have called the police, reported that things were stolen out of his car. Yet in the hearing itself, Mr. Punzo testified that he was the one that called the police and that nothing in his car was taken. His wallet and his passport were in the floorboard of the car, but that his passport was ripped up. I have a photograph of the defendant's passport in the floorboard of their car, and it does not look ripped up.
How did you get that photograph?
He submitted it in court.
Can I see it? Got it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He started, like, talking, like insulting. And so I totally exploded of that. And I told him, like, you know what's your problem? You need attention because you're fat and ugly.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
John Williams says former neighbors Joe Torres and his boyfriend Salvatore Punzo filed false charges of harassment against him.
Okay, anything else you want to tell me, Mr. Williams?
I'm done.
Good. Go. Who's speaking?
Well, I just want to say that we lived there. We started becoming roommates with, friends with his roommate, and that's when it all started. His roommate let us know that he was out of a job, And I don't know if it had something to do with the way he acted towards us and wanted to get in our lives and, make up,
Mr. Torres,
Yes.
let's not make more of this than what it is, sir.
Okay?
Do you understand?
Yes.
You weren't in the car, according to Mr. Punzo.
I was not.
The plaintiff says he saw Mr. Punzo hit another car, which he did. Now, whether he tapped it or hit it and actually moved it doesn't make a difference. He hit another car, and he was walking away without checking the damage, without leaving his name and number. Put your hand down, I'm speaking. So Mr. Williams said, what are you doing? Now, I don't know whether Mr. Punzo opened up a fresh mouth to him. Like, what are you looking at? Which is what he says. Based upon Mr. Punzo's prior statement in court, let him get glasses. It wasn't Mr. Torres, I think is what he said. So he's got a fresh mouth. To the judge, he's got a fresh mouth. In the parking lot, who knows what he might have said. But he certainly didn't say, well, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I had hit it. Right, Mr. Punzo? And you weren't there. So what I want to know is what it is that you complained of, and why is it that you decided to drop these charges 5 days before the trial?
I did bump the other car. I didn't bump it 8 feet. So then when I got off the car, I went and I looked. There was no damage to that car.
Really? What time was it that you looked at?
That was like right after I parked the car.
What time of the day?
That was at night, like around midnight.
When it was dark?
Yeah, when it was dark.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I went there and I looked at the car and I passed my hand to see if there was any, and there was nothing. And then he said, like, what are you doing? That's a felony. And I said, like, what? There's nothing wrong with the car. And then he said, well, I'm calling the police. And I said, like, well, do what you have to do. And then I went to my apartment. Then the police came in and all that. We filled up the report. And then he started, like, talking, like insulting. So I insulted him back.
Well, what did he say to you?
He started calling me, like, homosexual slangs. And I said, like, how can you dare to call me homosexual slang?
So what did you call him?
I call him back names.
Okay, so now the two of you were calling each other names. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't really care about that part. The part that I care is when he started discriminating me with racial discrimination, like calling me like, you Mexican, go back to Puerto Rico.
Well, he's getting his geography wrong.
Yeah. And then he said, like, you need to get out of this country because that's the bad thing in this country. I said, first of all, my nationality is not Mexican, not Puerto Rican, and for your information, Puerto Rico is U.S. territory.
So you gave him a good geography lesson.
Exactly. Then the other part that he said that he was hanging in his balcony, I was coming back from the track, and he was talking with his friend on the phone, and he started saying on the phone like something, oh yeah, this like Nelly, that is like 5 foot Nelly. He was referring to me. And I said, like, what are you talking about? Say, yeah, they think that they can do whatever they want, hit the car and get away with that. But they're going to get evicted. And then I went in front of his balcony because he lives on the first floor. I said, like, what is wrong with you? Can you leave us alone? We went to the police, we did the report, and then he went back again with the Mexican and this and that, and go back to your country and blah, 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 blah. And so I totally exploded of that. And I told him, like, you know what? You know what's your problem? You need attention because you're fat and ugly. And I am sorry that I insulted him like that. But
we're not talking
I
about
got
you
really
insulting
hurt.
him. We're talking about malicious prosecution.
Well, he said that we totally malicious prosecution to him. Like, how do you feel like working from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., going back home and being there all the time? So I tell Joe.
So you told Joe and you called the police.
I called the police.
What happened next?
Then after that, my car appeared the next morning, like the soft top was ripped off, everything. The car's been parked there 6 months before, never happened. It's being parked after all this incident, and nothing happened. I will leave the car even open on the street, and nothing will happen.
Well,
So,
you're one of the few people in the United States of America who leaves their car open and their wallet inside, sir.
And then that day, I went to the car.
What day?
2 days after we have the incident.
You mean in June?
Mm-hmm.
June 24th?
Yeah, there was the date when he was in his balcony. So then after 2 days of that, I assumed that he was the one that did it because...
Maybe it was the owner of the car that you hit in the parking lot.
No.
How do you know?
Because, first of all, we left our number and everything. He could have called us.
No, I don't believe you did, sir.
We did it.
Then after that, we went back to our apartment and we were watching through the window, and the only person that was around the other car was Mr. Williams.
Mm-hmm. So you think he might have taken the note off?
We don't even know if the note has been taken off or not.
But you also don't know who damaged your car. right?
We do have him threatening us, saying that he would. We're going to feel what it's like.
Oh, really? Tell me about who got that phone call.
I got one of the phone calls.
When was that?
Well, here it's 7:31.
7:31, sir, is 6 weeks later.
This is a different incident. This is a different.
I'm talking about this incident.
That didn't happen at that incident.
Well, he says it happened 2 days later, 2 days after June 22nd.
There was two different incidents. One
Fine.
was a scratch.
Who got the phone call?
I received one of them.
In July.
And 7:31.
Tell me what the phone call said.
You're going to know what it feels like.
Really? And Mr. Williams identified himself?
No, he didn't say, but the ID caller did.
That doesn't help me, sir. You have a copy of that telephone call?
I don't have
that
the copy.
message?
I just have the photograph of the ID.
Did you ever call him and threaten him?
Absolutely not.
No, I don't believe that you did. I don't believe you're a stupid man.
But I can explain exactly what did happen.
Go ahead.
My roommate at the time, Ammon Taylor, was having problems with his car that day. He hadn't called them in sometime before, hadn't called them sometimes after, but he called them 3 times on July the 31st from my phone.
Why, sir?
My starter was out, and I needed somebody to help me push start my car so I could go get it fixed.
So you called them?
I did call them. I had known them from before.
Did you make any threatening statements to them?
No, they never answered the phone, and I never left the message on their voicemail.
Okay. My question is, you filed the complaints and you accused him of doing it. And I assume you wanted vindication. Is that right? Vindication.
Your Honor, we wanted him away from us entirely. We wanted to get away from him.
I assume you wanted vindication. So what I don't understand is, after you've gone through the entire process, what made you drop the charges 4 days before the trial?
Okay, actually, I was the one that I told Joe, just let's forget about it.
Why 4 days before the trial?
Because, Your Honor, Salvatore has a lot of stress, okay? And we go to the doctor because he has ulcers in his mouth.
Well, then maybe if you had gone to trial, which would have lasted 1 day, all the stress would have been gone.
But it keeps lasting
I have
on
a
and on.
note from my doctor saying what caused my stress and what caused all my ulcers in my mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Your doctor was able to say that? I wish I look. Let me see that. We don't look at these notes, but I would like to look at this note to see this genius. This is somebody who should get a Nobel Prize. He can tell you what caused the stress. Let's see. To whom it may concern. Stress. You get the situation from stress, right? Mm-hmm. When was the first time in your life that you suffered from this kind of stress that caused
In
this
July
kind?
last year.
And so you're telling me this situation is the situation that caused stress in your life?
Part of it. A big part of it.
What was the other part, sir?
Well, being discriminated. That's the big part of it.
I don't believe you.
Well, I believe myself because I felt the discrimination.
I don't believe you, sir. If it's true that the ulcers in your mouth were caused by stress, this wasn't the stress. And when you said part of it, you want to give me what the other part was or not?
Well, the regular life and then plus all this incident have to live 24 hours with this.
I think you're a wise guy, Mr. Punzo. And I think that you created a situation and made complaint against Mr. Williams in retaliation for him creating a problem for you with the police by reporting to the police that you had hit a car in a parking lot and didn't stop. I, A, do not believe that you went over to the car to check the damage. B, I do not believe that you went over to the car and took your hand and rubbed it across the bumper to see if there were any scratches. Don't believe you did that at all. Because I think that if you did that, I don't think that he would have gotten involved. What I think happened is you got out of the car and you just walked away. And I think that it irritated him. And I think that Mr. Williams may have overreacted at certain times and said things that he shouldn't have. I think that he did. And I think that you overreacted and said things that you shouldn't have. I believe that that happened too. I believe that you both said certain things that were hurtful and not neighborly to one another. Is that true, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Is that true, sir?
Yes.
Fine. But then you took it a step further. And the step further was that you started to make police reports against him. And the reason that I'm comfortable that you did that in retaliation for him filing a police report against you is that 4 days before the trial, you decided to drop the charges after he had already been substantially inconvenienced.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How much did it cost you, Mr. Williams?
I had no legal fees. My attorney was accounted through Associated Counsel for the accused.
Okay. You're not supposed to abuse the legal system. The legal system is not for childish vendettas. When boys prank against each other. That's their business. When they use the court system and the police department to do that, that's something else. He can call you names, you can call him names, he can talk about where you come from, he can tell you to go back to where you came from. Those are all nasty things. That does not require a call to the police and accusing him of the commission of a crime. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500, Jeff, to be drawn to your favorite charity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Versus Wickman. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, huh?
Ms. Carter, based upon your complaint, I gather that you've used the defendant's services as a pet groomer before for your other animals. Is that right?
Yes, it is. I have. I loved her service on my dogs.
You claimed that you took a parrot or a cockatoo or a big bird that you had to her, and she cut the bird's nails.
Correct.
And the bird bled to death. That's what your lawsuit is about.
That's right.
What kind of bird was it?
A lesser softened crested cockatoo. Big name.
And how much did you pay for her?
I traded a rose embroidery machine. We bartered an even trade for Misty Blue at $1,500. And I've got the papers and got the...
Your Honor, she told me $1,200.
No. Well, you set the price. You and the person that you bartered with set the price.
Right.
Where'd you buy it from?
Deb Wallstatt, my witness.
Step up, please. You're Deb?
Yes.
How long have you raised these birds?
7 years.
If I went into a pet store to buy one of these birds, what would I pay for it? If I called a local bird store?
$1,600 to $1,800.
And you're a good friend?
No, I've only met her once.
When you sold her the bird, did you give her any instructions on taking care of the bird?
Yes.
Grooming, etc., nails?
Yes.
Etc.? You gave her instructions?
Yes, I gave her a booklet.
Okay, have a seat.
Thank you.
I may come back to you again.
Okay.
So you bought the bird in January of 2000.
That's right.
When did you take the bird to the defendant?
I took it in June on a Thursday. I don't know the date.
So in June, after 6 months. About 6 months, you took the bird.
To get her nails trimmed because I have little nieces and nephews, and she's so sweet. She would go to the children, but the children were like 5, so I didn't want her to scratch. So I just wanted her nails trimmed so the children could pick her up. She was just a sweetheart.
Tell me about the conversation when you showed up with the bird.
I asked her if she could trim my bird's fingernail. She said she wasn't really prepared, but sure, we'll do it. Let's do it. She moved the dog off the table, and she put my bird on the table.
And that's how you remember it. She said, I'm not really prepared.
Right. She said, I'm not really prepared. And she had a dog on her table. She put the dog down. She goes, let's do your bird. Let's do it.
And what happened when she trimmed the bird's nails?
Big drops of blood. Misty got away from her, fell to the ground, and then she couldn't walk on her nails because she was so hurt. She kind of rolled around.
So the first time she cut one nail, was there any blood?
Gobs. Yes, ma'am.
So
gobs,
why didn't
drops.
So after she cut the first nail and there were gobs of blood, why didn't you take the bird and leave?
I did not know that she did anything wrong. You know, I figured she knew what she was doing. It was not an issue to take my bird.
Did you read the book she gave you?
Mm-hmm.
The book say anything about trimming the nails and bleeding?
It was normal. Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
No.
So then she cut the second nail. Was it bleeding?
Mm-hmm.
And then all the bird's nails bled as she cut them?
Yes.
Okay. Then the bird's flailing all over the place. And then what happened?
She did not even have no bird stopper. The ointment to quick or powder to stop the blood. She had a little container with empty, and she kept taking my Misty Blue, and she kept rubbing its nail like this, and there was nothing to help my Misty Blue.
And then what happened?
I picked Misty Blue up and I left, and she invited me to a lingerie party. I could just pay her there at the lingerie party that night.
So you took the bird and you put the bird in the car?
Yep.
And
I was going to take Misty Blue home. When I got Misty Blue to my house, Misty Blue was dead. And I went and buried Misty Blue in my backyard.
Did you call
the
defendant?
Yes, I did.
What did you tell her?
I told her Misty Blue died. She told me she was going on a wedding, a marriage.
Yes.
And that was it. She would deal with me 10 days when she got back. She was getting married. She had no time for Misty Blue's death.
Okay, let's hear your version of the events, which is somewhat different from the plaintiff's.
Thank you. Everything so far, I disagree with almost all of it. First of all, it was the beginning of April. It was 2 weeks before my wedding. She didn't come into my shop. She walked to my front door. My place of business is my home. Met her at the front door. I said, I don't do birds. I'm a custom dog groomer. Take it to a vet. The local vets will not do nail cutting. You have to take it to an avian veterinarian. Well, she didn't want to do that. She didn't have money, blah, blah, blah. Please,
Well, what did you say? Now,
Okay, I didn't know I couldn't talk.
Don't interrupt.
As
Okay,
a
I'm sorry.
friend, please do me this favor as a friend, as a friend. And I said, as a friend, I will do it. I'm not going to charge you any money.
Ms. Carter,
I will do it as a
stop
friend.
sighing. This is not a presidential debate. Go ahead.
She brought the bird down. I did not put the bird on a grooming table. I said, if I'm going to do this, I want you present, not only present, but to be involved in the clipping. And she held the bird in her hands while I clipped the nails. And as I was peering them back slowly, taking piece by piece on the first nail, she stopped me and said, no, 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 I want them shorter than that. Cut them shorter. And I said, Sheila, they're going to bleed. No, it always does that. That's normal. That's no big deal. It does that all the time. So I took it back a little
Now
shorter.
listen to me, Miss
Yep.
Carter. Do
That's
not
right. That's what you
speak.
said. I then continued on clipping the nails. I told her, I explained to her that, they're going to bleed. I had plenty of quick stop. I run a full service grooming salon. I did stop the bleeding immediately. Every nail that was clipped was then, cauterized with the quick stop.
They're not supposed to bleed.
Oh, they do bleed if you cut them back that far.
No, I understand. If you cut them back that far,
If
of
she will
course,
let
if you
me-
cut somebody's nail that far, you get the skin, they bleed.
Right.
She was telling you cut them shorter and shorter, and you were cutting them shorter and shorter, and the bird was bleeding.
And I told her, I said, I'm doing this under protest, Sheila. I don't want to cut them that short. And she said, oh, they're really, really long. I don't care if they bleed.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I finished with the nail clipping. The bird was full of blood. She dropped it twice. I had her holding the bird. She dropped it twice on the floor. Then when she was gathering the bird back up, she got blood on the bird, and it was a white bird. So she wanted to bathe it. Well, you don't bathe a bird in a dog tub, but she wanted to do it. Can I please use your tub? I said, well, you can do it yourself, but I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be liable. And she said, that's fine. And she used
Stop
the
tapping.
tub. She used the tub with my huge, I have a commercial dog grooming tub with the big sprayer. She sprayed that little tiny bird with this heavy-duty sprayer, got it wet to the skin, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to spray them with a mister. I have bird books. I've got stuff, all magazines showing that you are supposed to mist a bird down or put them in a bird bath, which is an inch or two of water, and let them spray themselves and then preen. She didn't believe me, whatever. She was just very persistent on the fact that she was going to wash her bird. So she washed her bird. Then I gave her a towel to dry it with. I walked out of the room because I had company, and I heard the kennel dryer turn on.
She's nuts.
Whatever.
This girl's
I
nuts.
told you.
Off the wall.
I told you.
I'll shut up.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She left my house with her windows rolled down about this far.
What did I drive, honey?
You drove
What
a truck,
vehicle?
Miss
a
Carter,
pickup truck.
one more time,
Okay,
and
I'll
you're out of
shut
here.
up.
And later today,
All of a sudden, I hear somebody banging on the back of my car and yelling and acting crazy.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sheila Carter says pet groomer Lori Wickman clipped her bird's nails, causing it to bleed to death. Lori says she warned Sheila she had no experience with birds.
Go ahead.
So then I ran in and took the bird out and wrapped it in a towel. And I said, you have to keep this bird wrapped in a towel. It's going to be cold going home, but get it home, put it in a cage, cover the cage so that it reduces the bird's stress. At that point, she said, no, I don't need to do that. And she took the towel off and left it there. I said, Sheila, keep the towel. You can have the towel. I don't care. Just, keep the bird wrapped in a towel because it will get cold. She left my house with her windows rolled down about this far. And for a draft,
What did I drive, honey?
You drove
What
a truck.
vehicle?
Miss
A
Carter,
pickup truck.
one more time,
Okay,
and
I'll
you're out of
shut
here.
up.
I'm telling you.
I know.
No. Listen to me. Look at me. One more time, you're dismissed and out of here. Go ahead.
So she left with the windows down, and I turned to my company and I said, that bird's not going to live. She left without a towel wrapped around it. It was cold. It was the 1st of April in Minnesota. And she left with that bird not wrapped up in a towel. It was wet to the bone. And if you expose a bird to high or fluctuations in temperature, it can cause severe shock and even death. And I'm almost positive that that's what the bird died from. I don't think it bled to death because it would have died immediately instead of dying 40 minutes later. It was fine until she put it in the tub and then in the dryer. And that was just ridiculous.
Let me see if I can draw you an analogy. Can you imagine taking your father to a doctor? Let's say a doctor who was a podiatrist, takes care of feet.
Yeah.
And said he needs surgery, bypass surgery. The podiatrist said, I've never done that before. And you said, well, we're here already. Are you following where I'm going?
I see where you're going.
Just do me this favor. I have real confidence in you. You know more about medicine than I do, so just take care of it. Isn't that what you did?
In a way, yes, I did, but I did
Yes, you
not
did.
portray myself as knowing anything about the bird.
You don't, just a
I
second. You don't have to. Podiatrist doesn't say I know anything about hearts. That's what you did with this bird. According to you. I'm taking your scenario as true. I think that there's a mix of both in what these two stories are. I do believe you said to her, I don't cut birds' nails. I'm a dog groomer. And I do believe she said to you, yeah, but I'm here and the bird's nails need to be cut. Come on, we'll do it together. You didn't want to do it. She twisted your arm.
I was trying to be nice.
My bird.
Shh. Oh, you're almost out. You almost did it. She took the bird to you because you are a groomer. Her head, you groom dogs, you cut their nails, you can groom birds and cut their nails. So she took the dog to you because of your, in her mind, expertise. And all you had to do was say no.
I did.
But you did it. That was wrong. That was wrong. People have the ability to say no and mean it. No, I'm sorry, Sheila. I don't do that. As much as I like you, you have to take the bird someplace else. End of conversation. Come to my lingerie party. We'll have a good time. So as nice a lady as you are responsible for the death of this bird. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of the request, which is $1,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I do hope that if she does get another bird, she'll at least educate herself on how to take care of it.
I am so happy for the verdict. I won my Misty Blue. I love my Misty Blue.
And now the next case.
All parties on Brownback versus Winters. Step forward.
73-year-old Roberta Brombach is suing homemaker Barbara Winters for a fender bender in the parking lot of a Goodwill. Barbara says she never hit her.
Miss Brownback, according to your complaint, the defendant hit the bumper of your car.
Yes, ma'am.
And damaged it. You want her to pay for the damage.
Yes.
She says she did nothing. And she, in addition, fled the scene, according to you.
Yes.
When did this incident occur?
I think it was on the 8th or 9th of September.
Where?
I had a lady with me, a friend of mine, who is blind from a stroke, and we were giving some stuff to the Goodwill. We were parked in behind the Goodwill, and I was putting her back in my car. All of a sudden, my car reared up. She was very frightened, and I turned around, and I looked, and I said to her, hey, she was moving. After she straightened out her car, I said, you hit my car. She stopped, looked at me, and went like this. Well, I got angry at this, and I dropped the wheelchair, and I got her license number, and I turned her into the police station as a hit and run.
Do you have a copy of that report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
That's where the police called me to identify her. And these are appraisals. These are pictures.
Okay, so what did you do after you got the information from the police department?
I was told I had to go down to the police station, and she told me that I had to identify her. Well, I went in, she had 6 pictures, and immediately I said, it's number 1. And she said, are you sure? I said, yes. And she said, well, that's her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was afraid if I got out, she might get violent or something. Well, she's waving around and yelling.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 73-year-old Roberta Brombach is accusing Barbara Winters of hit and run. Roberta says Barbara backed into her car and fled the scene.
Go ahead. Then she gave me that paper you have and said for me to call her and see if she wanted to settle this in a civil manner. I called her and I asked her. She told me she didn't know what I was talking about. She's sick. She went on. And I said, well, ma'am, I'll call you later date. And I called her again. Then she said, I want your phone number, your car license, what kind of car you got, and where you live. I said, fine. I'll be glad to give it to you. And then from there, she didn't want to pay me, so I filed small claims on her.
Okay. Miss Winters, September 8th in the parking lot right outside of Goodwill. You were there?
Yes, I was.
Okay. What kind of car were you driving?
A Mercedes 300D, a burgundy color car.
And tell me about what your recollection is of the incident that involved the plaintiff's car.
Okay, I had dropped some stuff off at the charity, and I'm quite familiar with this place because I often take things to the charity. And I was backing up, and all of a sudden I hear somebody banging on the back of my car and yelling and acting crazy. She said something about, you touched my car. And I was a little scared because when people start to act crazy like this, I get worried because we had an incident at one time where my husband, the back of his car was touched. He was parked. And the people came out and said, look, come check the back of your car. And he did. And when he gets back into his car, and he found out that his briefcase had been stolen. So
you didn't think this little old lady is going to steal your briefcase?
I didn't really know.
You don't mind if I say that. You know what I mean.
You're right.
You know what I mean. She's not going to steal your property.
I did not act crazy.
Right.
Anyway, I've had a few unpleasant experiences like this.
So you left.
So I left, and I did not do this. I think I maybe did this. In other words, calm down. It's okay. But I did not feel that I had touched her car. And I was afraid if I got out, she might get violent or something. I didn't see anybody. Well, she's waving around and yelling. So.
All right, so you're contacted by the plaintiff sometime later. Is that right?
Yeah, I got a letter from the police department, actually.
Okay, and what did you do?
I thought, oh, I wonder if it was that little thing where that lady banged on the back of my car. And I looked at the back of my car, and I saw no indication of any bumping or anything. I have a rubberized kind of a car, and there's no way that the damage that I've been accused of could have happened. So I went to the police department, and the detective interviewed me, and we took a look at the back of my car, and she said, no, I don't see any evidence of any damage to the back of your car. And I do have a statement actually from her, and I do have some pictures of my car.
Okay.
Oh, and then I have the pictures, and I think I'll show you the pictures. One is the rear bumper of my car, which you will see has no contours on it. There's no metal. And then there's a picture of her car, and there's a picture of the scrapes to her car, which look like they could be taken care of with a spray can, because there's no dents on her car.
You drive a Buick Century?
Yes, Your Honor. I gave her my home address, my license number of my car, in good faith. Last Sunday, this lady came to my house. The neighbor upstairs saw her. She took her Mercedes, bumper to bumper, hit me again to take pictures.
No, she didn't hit you. What she did was listen to me. She didn't hit your car. What she did was she put
she
a bumper to
bumper
bumper
right.
to see if there was a place.
Just, you know.
Whatever. Listen, she's entitled to do that. That's a very smart thing to do. She said, if I'm being accused of something, I want to see if it's possible.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Look, Miss Winters, there isn't a question in my mind that this lady is not crazy and that there were no marks on her car beforehand. She acted responsibly and immediately by going to the police because you took off. You took off, according to you, because you were afraid that she was crazy and that she might do something like steal your briefcase, steal your property, do something else. So you decided not to confront the situation immediately by getting out of your car and going to look in the back and say, listen, let me see the damage you claim that I did, which would have resolved this whole dispute. If you had stopped immediately, gotten out of your car, I assume you have a cell phone, right? If you're afraid of her, you say, just a minute, I'm not getting out of my car, I'm calling the police. We'll wait for the police to arrive. Possibility?
Possibility.
But you decided not to do that. You just decided to take off. You owe her $410 for the repairs to her car.
Crosby versus Edwards Lee. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Miss Crosby, according to what I've read, the defendant, who was a friend of yours, did a very, very nice thing. You and your husband were being evicted from an apartment, and she said that you could come and stay with her.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And you did?
Yes, I did.
How long did you stay with her?
It was almost a month, maybe, well, right at a month.
About a month?
Because we moved in on the 15th.
Did she have a really big house?
It was a one-bedroom townhouse.
So it wasn't as if she had a big sprawling place?
No.
Where do you know her from?
The same complex.
So you stayed with her for a little more than a month. She was a nice gal. And then you say that when she told you to leave or when you were leaving, she kept some of your stuff.
Yes.
Mostly your jewelry.
No, it was most clothing, more clothing and jewelry.
And that she ruined some of your property.
Yes.
This person who had done really nice things for you all of a sudden decided to become psychotic. So I'd like you to tell me why you think that that would happen.
Okay. When Wilbur and I moved in with Regina, she offered us to move in. I told Regina that we weren't going to be there long, okay? She offered us a place to stay until we got up on our feet. I did get me a storage, and my storage was full, and what I had left, she said that I could bring it down to her house, I have a listing of things that were brought down to her house. I have pictures of things that were ruined.
Just get to what happened.
We moved in, okay. Then came January 13th, we were going to move out. Regina was at work. Wilbur and I stayed there. We was going to inform Regina that we were moving out, which I told her we weren't going to stay long. We weren't staying long. So we started packing our things. We got our first load.
Well, you didn't tell her, just a second. You didn't tell her the day before that you were planning to move out the next day?
I feel like I didn't have to because I told her from the beginning that we weren't planning on
Just
being there
answer
long.
my question, Mrs. Crosby. You stay with this lady for a month. You decide to leave January 13th. You're living in a small one-bedroom apartment. You don't tell her the day before, by the way, thanks, just listen to me.
Okay.
By the way, thanks for everything. We're going to be moving tomorrow. Or 2 days before, thanks for everything. And you say you didn't feel as if you had to. I just want to understand you. You say you didn't feel as if you had to tell her anything about you moving.
I told her we weren't planning on staying long. And we moved
Okay.
out. Regina left
Fine.
a note.
Fine.
She left a note asking for $50 to pay a bill, a phone bill or electric bill or something like that. She left a note on the counter.
What did the note say, Miss Lee?
The note said, please clean up this mess, because I had cleaned my house that Friday, which was the 10th. Before I left one job, came home, packed to go to my other job. And when I left, the house was clean. When I returned on the 12th with my boss to pick up some extra clothing because the girl that was supposed to come in behind me, she didn't show because she was sick. So she asked me, well, Virginia, do you need me to take you and pick up some extra things? I said yes. So she took me home, and when I walked in, there was a blanket, a coat in the middle between my couch and my bookshelf. There were beer cans on the kitchen counter where her microwave was, stretched across my microwave. And I was like, wait a minute. I know I cleaned up before I left.
She's speaking. So you left her a note and said, clean up this mess.
Clean up this mess. And let her know that I needed some money to pay, like she said, a bill.
Had she given you any money, she or her husband, in the month that they were there?
They gave me $50. That was the only money that I had received from them.
Okay. Go ahead.
In that process, when I left on the 12th, I got up the next morning from my client's house. I went.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm trying to start my own business, which is a home health care business. So I'm going to a meeting at my other job, which I do CNA work at my other job.
What's CNA?
Certified Nurse's Assistant. So when I got to my job, I hung out with some.
When did you go home?
I went home about 4:30.
What did you find when you got home?
When I got home, I noticed that her television was gone. Her clothes upstairs that leads from my stairs to my bedroom, where I have another closet, those clothes were gone. And I went downstairs. The clothes that she had downstairs were down there. And the stuff that she had in my storage was still in my storage.
Did she leave you a note?
She left me a note saying that she was coming back to pick up the rest of her things. She didn't say when, she just
When
said.
did you come back to pick up the rest of your things?
I came back that same night.
On the 13th?
On the 13th, which was a Monday.
And did you take any of your stuff?
Yes, I did. Clothing that was in the upstairs closet. My TV sat downstairs and in the small closet.
And where were you moving to?
I was moving to my sister's house.
Fine. What items do you claim that Miss Lee still has that belongs to you?
I have a leather coat.
Do you have her leather coat?
No, ma'am.
What's next?
Okay, some CDs.
Do you have any of her CDs?
No, ma'am.
Go ahead. What else?
Okay, I have 2 black Sanyo speakers.
Do you have any speakers that belong to her?
ma'am.
Go ahead.
2-piece brown leather suit, olive gator print leather suit, black leather pants, a Coach hat and belt, blue jean cap, blue jean long coat, brown rider boots, which the receipts are still in the box, 5 chokers. I had a gold bracelet, earring set, rope necklace.
You have any of those things?
Brown band watch with
Do you
the
have
gold
any
face.
of those things?
No, ma'am.
Well, I don't have them.
Neither does she.
I don't have them.
Neither does she.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I tried to be fair with her.
You weren't fair with her at all, madam.
I called her.
Hey, listen to me. You weren't fair at all.
And later today,
My daughter passed away, my 7.5-month-old daughter, Sierra.
From what?
She drowned.
Where did she drown?
In the bathtub.
Who was watching her?
My husband.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eunice Crosby says former friend Regina Edwards Lee trashed her belongings. Regina says she didn't do it.
Miss Crosby, you know what doesn't make sense, madam?
What's that?
Let me tell you what doesn't make sense. Somebody does a very nice thing for you and your husband in a time of need. They allow you to come into their home rent-free. Rent-free. And this is not somebody who doesn't work. This is somebody who works 2 jobs. Says, come in, I'm going to help you while you get on your feet. And what you're suggesting to me is that for absolutely no reason, she steals your property.
I didn't say she stole it.
She doesn't have it.
I said she was holding it.
She doesn't have it.
I appreciate the fact that she let us in.
She doesn't have it. So if she doesn't have it and you say she has it, that means she must have stolen it.
Well, Your Honor.
So where is it?
I don't know.
Neither does she.
My brother was there. He came there January 28th after whoever and I had left with police assist, okay, to get our things that she gave me 45 minutes to come pick up.
Just a second. So you were there again. So you were there on, listen to me. You were there on the 13th, Miss Crosby, without her there. The first thing a woman takes...
Because I was living there at that time.
I'm speaking. The first thing a woman takes is her jewelry. Cash and jewelry, because that's easy. It goes right in your pocket. It doesn't require a moving van. Then you came back again the 13th in the evening. And she let you take more of your stuff. And
No,
you're telling
she
me,
didn't.
I'm speaking, and you're telling me again you didn't take your jewelry. Then you came back with a police officer. So you were there 3 different times, and 3 different times you didn't get your jewelry.
She had it on the patio. She wouldn't let us in the house.
What do you want to say, sir? You're the husband?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, on the first time we left the apartment, we got the TV and the little other stuff. We came back the same night. The back gate was locked with a padlock.
Thank you.
Okay, she had locked the back gate, wouldn't open the front door.
I don't blame her. You went inside, and you got some more
No.
stuff.
No, we didn't go inside the building.
I came up from work, and she was already at the house when I came up from work. My wife was already there when I came in from work.
Just a second. You were working?
Yes, I'm working. I was working. I just started working a day after Christmas.
How
Driving
much
dump
money
truck.
did you give her?
I gave $50 on my first check I had. When it rained, I can't work.
What do you mean you can't work?
I drive a dump truck in mud. When it rains, I cannot go to work because it's too muddy for us to drive a dump truck in the fields.
She doesn't have your things, Miss Crosby? She doesn't know where they are. Do you know where her things are?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Well, Your Honor, I didn't get all my things, and I did not go to her house unless I had police assist. I have called Regina, and Regina would give me things like, I'm too busy. I said, well, Regina, when is it a good time for me to pick up my things? She goes, I don't know when there's a good time. I tried to be fair with her.
You weren't fair with her at all, madam.
I called her.
Hey, listen to me. You weren't fair at all. Here's somebody who did you a major favor. You spent a month in her home. I'm speaking. You spent a month in her home, and without so much as, according to you, because I didn't have to tell her anything, you know, I told her I wasn't staying long. You pack up your things and start to go because you didn't like a note she left you.
That's not it.
Oh, it was
That's not it.
That's too coincidental to me.
Your Honor.
That I'm speaking. She left your note on the 12th. And on the 13th, without giving her any notice whatsoever, so that she can say, listen, I don't know these people really well. I want to be there when they move out. I want to make sure that they don't take anything that belongs to me.
We waited for Regina. We just didn't just go in and start packing and moving. We waited so that we could inform her that we were moving.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Well,
I mean,
you didn't give me a
start-
chance
just,
to.
Oh, no, yes, I did. Yes, I did. You told me when we started this case, Miss Crosby, that you started to pack. And I said to you, did you let her know the day before on the 12th that you were moving? You said, no, I didn't have to let her know. I told her we weren't staying long.
It's in that statement saying that we waited for her.
Before you started to pack your stuff, was she home?
No, she wasn't.
Right.
But we waited for her.
Miss Crosby, she doesn't know where your stuff is, right?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This whole thing is not fair.
I tried to be her friend, and this is what happens.
First of all, the statements that Regina made were not true.
Not only did I have her and her husband in my home, but I had her husband, and her dog.
She's lying, and I'm upset about that.
I never let anyone stay with me again.
I don't be friends with liars.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Copeland, Hilburn versus Hilburn. Step forward, please.
19-year-old homemaker Jenny Hilburn and her mother, Patsy Copeland, are suing Jenny's mother-in-law, paper delivery woman Barbara Hilburn, for an unpaid loan to move.
You're Miss Hilburn?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
This is your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your mother-in-law?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's your husband?
He's watching the baby.
According to your complaint, your mother made a loan to your mother-in-law after a family tragedy.
Yes, ma'am.
And your mother-in-law acknowledges that you gave her $2,500 in order to assist her in moving, but says it was a gift. It's what family does. So Why don't you tell me when this loan was and under what circumstances?
Well, the loan was on January 17th, 2002, and October the 20th of 2001, me and my husband and my 2 children was living at my mom's house. Well, my daughter passed away, my 7.5-month-old daughter, Sierra.
From what?
She drowned. And I couldn't go back to our house. So me and my husband stayed at a hotel room for a week just to get our heads straight. And then my husband's Ray Hilburn, the witness, that's his father. So we decided to stay with them at their house. They had an extra room in the back of their house.
So you and your husband and your child?
They had my child in custody. Whenever my daughter drowned, they took my 2.5-year-old in custody to search what happened, see what happened, investigate the situation to make sure that it was an accidental drowning.
Where did she drown? Where did the baby drown?
In the bathtub.
Who was watching her?
My husband.
Go ahead.
Well, while we were staying there, we were fighting, trying to get our daughter back, going to the parenting classes and so on and so forth. Well, one night, on a Sunday night, in the middle of the night, a cop was beating on the door, and he told the defendant to get to the hospital that her daughter had been shot. So we all, calmly got dressed. It was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and went down to the hospital. Well, she had been shot in her, I believe it was her left temple, and the bullet lodged in her spine, and she had just turned 16. And this was almost a month to the day that my daughter drowned, and they told us that she was brain dead and that they were going to have to take her off life support.
That's your daughter?
That's right.
Go ahead.
So they were there for us when we lost our daughter. So whenever their daughter got shot, I would like to think that we were there for them. My husband was there for his dad, and we still lived together at the time. This happened November 19th. Well, then at the end of December, we found out we were getting our daughter back. So they talked about how they wanted to move out of that house extremely bad. Barbara couldn't take living there because it reminded her so much of Katie, her daughter who had gotten shot. And me and my brothers, I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, none of them wanted to go back to our house because of what happened. My mom barely could stay there, and so she decided to sell the house. When my mom sold the house, Barbara and Ray approached me and my husband and asked them to, when you go to H&R Block, you can bring your last paycheck stub and they'll tell you how much you're getting back for a income tax return. And they had a printed out form, $3,000 some odd. Well, they showed that to my mom, and they told her, if you let us borrow $2,500, then when we get his last W-2 form from a Fort Worth Independent School District, we will pay your mom back.
My mom gave them the $2,500?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what you're suing for today?
Yes.
So that they could move. Did they, in fact, move?
Yes, ma'am. They moved that following week. I think she gave them the money on Thursday or Friday, and they moved that weekend.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
Well, I thought it was family helping family. We let Jenny and Clayton move in with us because of their baby, dying. And as soon as we let Jenny and Clayton move in, her family, her sister, her mother, her other sister, they would come into our house all the time.
You mean to visit?
No, they came over there and stayed.
You mean slept there?
Yeah, slept there. And days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. They were actually almost living there. And, Patsy came up to us, approached us, and said that she wanted our house. She wanted to move in our house, her and her other kids, because it was big enough for all of them. Well, yeah, we wanted to get out because it reminded me of my daughter. All I seen was Katie through the house the whole time.
Tell me about the $2,500, Miss Hilburn, because that's what we're talking about. Did you take your pay stub and show it to Miss Copeland?
I never showed. If I did show that, I do not remember because my daughter had just got murdered. She wasn't killed, she was murdered.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you get a tax refund check?
Not for no $3,000.
How much did you get?
For $2,500.
That's what she says that you owe her, $2,500. So that story makes sense to me, Miss Hilburn, that you said, I'll be getting $2,500. I need this money to move now. When I get my refund, I'll give it back to you. That makes sense. Right?
Yes.
Sure it does.
Ma'am, may I say something?
I don't think you have to say anything else. She just acknowledged that she owes you $2,500, because if it makes sense, it's usually true. right?
Yes, ma'am.
Your family has gone through some very, very tough times. And what I think is, I'm awarding you the $2,500. I believe she owes that money, and I think that she knows she owes that money. Sometimes anger is a much easier emotion to deal with than pain. And it's easier to be angry with somebody than it is to actually get in touch with your own feelings. So while it's very unfortunate that you had to come to a court to resolve this issue, strike it up to sometimes people don't know how to handle their emotions and to cope with their emotions, so they cope with it out of anger. Is your daughter home with you now?
Yes, ma'am. I have a 6-month-old son, and I'm expecting in October.
You have a 6-month-old?
Yes, ma'am.
Now? Mm-hmm. And you're expecting in October?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have a 3-year-old?
Yes, ma'am.
That's enough children for a while.
My husband, we know. We know this is it.
Knowing is one thing. Doing something is something else. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You got to do it. Good luck. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Versus Ayala. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
You two folks had a 9-year relationship, according to what I've read, and you have 2 children together.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are the children?
4 and 8 now.
How come you never got married?
There was some trust issues, ma'am, that I couldn't oversee.
What do you mean trust is? You have a trust fund?
No, basically infidelity.
There was no trust.
Sounds
so what do
weird.
you have 2 children together for?
It sounds weird, Your Honor, but our first child was unplanned. It was an unplanned
Yeah, but then you have another one.
And then we had another.
The only reason I'm asking you this, Mr. Alvarado, is really not to get into your history, but to suggest to you that it's very difficult for a court when 2 people decide to live together. You know, we have courts for people who want to divorce because they're married. We have certain laws that are involved. You have, depending upon where you live, equitable distribution, community property. We have all kinds of laws. But if you live together for 9 years and you have a family and you don't have a marriage on paper, it's very difficult. No court's going to go back and trace who bought the skidoo. What is it? Oh. What do you say he has of yours?
Sea-Doo, Your Honor.
Sea-Doo.
Yes, ma'am.
Back in 1990. Nobody's going to look at that. Certainly not me. All right, so let's take care of this case very fast. What personal items do you say that she has of yours?
Well, she has several, Your Honor, but I'm only contesting 2. It's a personal computer that I had custom built by a friend.
Okay. When?
December of last year, Your Honor.
Okay. 1 computer and 1?
And a Nissan Pathfinder that the defendant and me purchased together.
So you purchased it together?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, if you say you purchased it together, then why would you sue for it?
Well, because I'm still paying for it on my credit card, and I just don't believe it's fair for her to drive something that I'm still paying for.
Okay, let's deal with the computer first.
Okay.
Do you have his computer?
No.
Where is it?
He picked it up with all his belongings when he came to the house in January when he picked up all his belongings.
No, I don't believe that. Why would he sue for it if he picked it up?
Because he knows that I wanted it, and he took 2 computers with him on that date.
No, Miss Ayala, listen to me very carefully.
You know,
Just a second. Sorry. You saw him take the computer?
No, I was there the day that he
Did
picked
he?
up his belongings.
Did
Yes,
you see
it
him
was
take
in his belongings.
Well, step up here, and I'll see you. Tell me your last name.
My name is Wendy Miller.
Miss Miller, you were present when he moved out?
Yes, I was.
When he came back with the truck and got all of his stuff?
Yes, I was.
Did you actually see him take his computer?
It was in a green tote, in one of those plastic totes. And I recall saying, Randy, why aren't you keeping this? I thought you were having one and he was having one. And she said, no, we decided he was having it all. Taking both. Taking both. Because she didn't want anything to fight over. Because I've been in a physically violent relationship for the last 9 years, and I know what he's capable of. So I just wanted to make it as easy as possible and give him what he was requesting, and done deal.
She says she saw you carry out the computer in a green bag, sir.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. I wouldn't be here, Your Honor, if... I'm not that type of person. I mean, that would be totally petty for me to do. The computer was custom built for me. I'm a plumbing designer, so it's basically my trade. I don't have it.
She says she doesn't have it.
Well,
Is what you're telling me is that you don't have it?
That's correct.
Did you sell it?
No.
Yes.
Just a minute. Didn't sell it. You say that he took it.
Yes, he packed it up himself and took it.
I don't know who has the computer. I thought if it was easy, I might deal with it. It's not. All right, let's talk about the car. You two people had a marriage together, as far as I'm concerned, for 9 years. It wasn't a marriage on paper. I don't intend to spend too much time with this. Let's talk about the car. Let me see what you're paying off, sir,
Okay.
on the car.
Well, basically, I have paperwork also showing that I took a student loan for the computer.
I'm not interested in the computer. I don't know
Okay.
where it is.
Then I have paperwork from my credit card showing the orange highlighted area showing the balance transfer from Wells Fargo to my credit card for the balance of the
Wells Fargo
truck.
had nothing to do with it.
When did you purchase this car?
November 94?
November of 94. We're in 2000 now. You had a car at that time. Is that right, according to your answer?
Yes, I
You had a
traded in
300 ZX.
I had a fully paid off 300 ZX, and I traded it in for the Pathfinder.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. We had a stanza right before.
In between, I'm sorry. I traded in for a stanza. We had the stanza for 9 months, then we traded in the stanza for the Pathfinder.
That we've both been paying on.
That you've both been paying on.
Correct, Your Honor.
And how much is left on it?
I believe $3,000, Your Honor.
You have any reason to believe that it's all paid off? You say, in your answer, you say it was all paid off.
It is paid off.
It is paid off?
Yes.
Due to the fact that we put the balance on my credit card, Your Honor. That's why it's paid off.
Did you pay off the car by taking money out of his bank?
He made a student loan because he was not employed at the time, and that student loan was money for us to live off of.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. That's totally incorrect.
Were you employed at the time?
I was a full-time student, Your Honor, and I was receiving...
Employed was the word.
I was receiving unemployment for retraining for my profession, which is plumbing designing. And at the time, I was receiving an income through the state for unemployment retraining.
All right. When you purchased this 1994 car,
92, Your Honor.
car in
Yes, ma'am.
94, did you use it as a family for the last 6 years?
Basically on the weekends, but during the week she would use
And
it.
how long was the note on the car?
It was a 3-year note, I believe,
Give
Your
it
Honor.
back to him. 3-year note. What, 1994? That brings you up to 1997.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I never even knew she had pictures of other men in intimate positions.
I'm not interested in that, sir.
I never looked at that stuff. And she had that in my boy's bedroom. I mean, she had pictures of her and other men in our son's bedroom.
There we go.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ramon Alvarado claims former live-in lover of 9 years and mother of his 2 children, Randy Shannon Ayala, owes him for some personal items. Randy says he owes her for a wave runner and sea-doo.
All right, let's get to your counterclaim. What do we have here? A 1990 Yamaha Wave Runner, a 1990 Zima trailer, and a 1990 Sea-Doo. Let's start with those things.
They're in both our names, all 3 items.
Yeah.
And I've heard from a friend that he's trying to sell them now for $5,000.
Yeah.
And he's never discussed it with me. I don't know if I'm getting half of this. I don't know what he's...
I don't know either. He didn't sell them yet. Didn't
put
sell
a for
them yet.
sale sign. I mean, my name's on it too. And
So he can't sell them without your name unless he forges your name.
That's correct.
Right?
Mhm.
So when he goes to sell those things, unless he forges your name, which I assume he doesn't want to do because he wouldn't want to go through retraining again, then what's going to happen is he's going to have to say, I want to sell this, would you sign off on it? And you'll say, how much are you selling it for? I want half.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Your Honor, if I may.
What?
My father let me borrow the money for the trailer, for the trailer and one of the jet skis. I still owe him the money. I told the defendant that she's more than welcome to have them if she were to pay my dad. I just don't think it's fair for her to get something that my dad lent me the money to borrow. And the
Mr.
wave runner,
Alvarado, when you enter into a relationship that is what I consider a permanent relationship, when you have one for 9 years and you make 2 children together,
right.
you don't come in with a shopping bag full of problems to courts and say, you figure it out. Right now you got a problem, and your problem is that her name is on the title to these things. If she doesn't want to sign off on it, then you
Right.
can't sell it.
Right.
Then you may keep them as museum items and give them to your grandchildren.
Right.
Understand?
Right. My name's on the Pathfinder also, Your Honor.
Well, just a second. Your name's on the Pathfinder. As far as I'm concerned, you bought this car 6 years ago. The car was paid off in 1997. If you took out money, and then she bought a Sentra, and then she bought this, I'm just explaining something to you, sir. We're not going back to the year of the flood
Right.
to retrace, because courts are busy.
Right.
To retrace these things, it's just not going to happen.
No, I wasn't asking you to do it, Your Honor.
Fine, good. Now, all right, so we've taken care of your counterclaim with regard to the wave runner, the trailer, and the Sea-Doo. Now, say you want $650 that was mistakenly deposited into his IRA account instead of mine.
Yes.
What is that?
Back in April of '99, we both signed up for IRA accounts with our financial advisor to do automatic debits from our checking account. His checks got assigned to my application for the IRA, and my checks got assigned to his application. And so his automatic debits were coming out of my checking account, and mine were going out of his checking account. Once I was aware of the fact...
Just 1 second, madam. He each signed up for $50. Is that what you're telling me?
Every month.
Every month. Well, if he paid his 50 and you paid your 50, that means that
it would be equal. Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
But he closed his accounts. He closed his checking account 2 months into the automatic withdrawals.
Fine, then you have to get in touch with the bank.
No, he needs to sign to transfer over the IRAs in his IRAs in my name and mine in his name.
Is what you're telling me the bank made a mistake?
No, the financial advisor guy made the mistake.
Sue him. Sue him.
All he needs to do is sign his name saying that he's aware of the mistake.
Then he should do it.
He won't do it.
This is the first I've ever heard of this, Your Honor. I don't have. If it's her money, she can have it. I don't need it.
Fine. Then you will go with her to the financial
Sure,
advisor, and if it's her
I don't have a
money,
problem.
fine. Otherwise,
I don't have a problem.
sue
with
your
that.
financial advisor.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Raymond also took $1,700 worth of savings bonds, $1,200 worth that belonged to me, and $500 that
God.
belonged to my son.
Dude, you're
Yes.
outrageous.
Okay. $1,700 were your savings bonds? Were they in your name?
Yes, my name / my son, Callie Alvarado.
Your Honor, I would never do that. That's
Before he moved out, he went through the whole house, ransacked the house, going
Your
through
Honor, I
anything and
left my
everything.
stuff there, Your Honor.
Just a
Because
second. Shh.
we were currently going through child custody stuff through the court, and
Yeah.
he wanted to
Right,
find anything and everything
That's not right.
to go against me, to make me look bad. And he found my savings bonds because I've always had them hidden, and now they're not there.
So you don't know where they are?
That's not right.
They're no longer in their place.
I would never
Listen
do
to
that.
me.
I would never do
Do
that.
I know you, I would never do anything like that. I don't know whether you would or you wouldn't. She has no proof that you took them, but all
Right.
she has to do is she has to report them to the U.S. Treasury that they were
really?
lost or stolen,
Right.
because if they're in your name / for one of your children,
Right.
he can do nothing with them if he in fact took them.
Right.
And all you have to do is report them
Okay.
stolen, and you will get replacements.
Oh, okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
A gecko, that's like a big lizard.
It's actually a very small lizard. They range about 1 foot to 1.5 foot.
To me, that's a big lizard. Little ones, the ones that you see, little salamanders, you know, that you see, they're real cute, foot and a half. That's a big lizard.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ramon Alvarado is suing the mother of his 2 children, Randy Shannon Ayala, for some personal items.
Yes.
Your Honor, in our 9 years, Your Honor, I deposited my check directly to our joint account, which I never had a separate checking account. I never dealt with the money. I never dealt with the bonds. I never even knew she had pictures of other men in intimate positions.
I'm not interested in that, sir.
Because I never looked at that stuff. I never looked at that stuff. And she had that in my boy's bedroom. I mean, she had pictures of her and other men in our son's bedroom.
There we go.
Letters and stuff.
Your case, Mr. Alvarado, is dismissed. I've explained why to you with regard to what you are property that you are suing her for. And Miss Ayala, I've just explained to you why he cannot sell the Sea-Doo, etc., without your permission. And if you want the bonds, write a letter to the U.S. Treasury. That's all. Both cases and the counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Whatever the judge said was fine with me.
He's nothing but a joke. I mean, obviously, he displayed his irrational behavior at the end, and he's a joke.
And now the next case.
All parties on Hageman versus Hoffman. Step forward, please.
19-year-old casino cashier Lisa Hageman claims former live-in boyfriend, 26-year-old photo lab technician Justin Hoffman, owes her for internet charges. Justin says she kept his pet gecko.
Ms. Hageman, according to your complaint, you and the defendant enjoyed an on-again, off-again relationship, and at some point, he moved into your house. Is that right?
Yes.
There was an arrangement for rent, etc. You say he didn't pay all the time, but your lawsuit involves an expense that you claim he owes you,
Yes.
and that is for a hookup for his computer.
DSL service.
What is DSL service? I'm completely illiterate when it comes to computers.
Personally, I'm not all that sure. I know it was to fix the problem we were having with the tie-up of the phone line.
Explain that to me.
Okay, it's a high-speed connection. It doesn't tie up your phone line. Makes your computer run faster and connect to the internet faster. That's basically it.
Is that right?
Yes.
And how much was it?
Altogether about $238.
Do you use the computer?
No, I didn't.
Were these your charges, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have that settled. She paid for that, and you were supposed to pay her back for that?
Yes, ma'am.
So now I'll hear your defense.
Well, I see no discrepancies in her statement. However, what she's neglected to mention is the fact that I had paid her $250 in rent during the week of March the 27th.
And what month's rent was that for?
That was for the month of April.
Yes.
I was kicked out of the apartment during approximately the April the 9th.
Okay. Did he, in fact, give you $250 on or about March 27th?
Yes, he did.
And was that for April's rent?
Yes.
Okay. And did you, in fact, eject him from the apartment?
Yes, I did.
Was that on April the 9th?
Around there, yes.
Okay. Did you refund any part of his $250?
No, I didn't.
Why?
Because he had lived there for so long without paying rent.
Well, you allowed him to.
Yes.
That's your choice, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's, you get some credit for that.
Yes, ma'am.
How much notice did she give you before you left?
Less than a week, ma'am.
Okay, you had a falling out or whatever?
No, I asked him just to make sure it was as soon as possible. I told him he could have basically as much time as he wanted.
Did she give you as much time as you wanted?
Negative.
Negative. What did she say?
She told me she wanted me out by the end of the week.
And you were?
Yes.
Did you ask her for any part of your rent back?
No.
Now you say there's another reason why you don't owe her this money.
Yes, it's on the basis of an exotic pet gecko that was my own expenses in purchasing that pet. And
A gecko, that's like a big lizard.
It's actually a very small lizard. They range about a foot to foot and a half in length.
To me, that's a big lizard.
Yes, ma'am.
Little ones, the ones that you see, little salamanders, you know, that you see, they're real cute. Foot, foot and a half. That's a big lizard.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Sounds to me if it's almost a wash. Maybe he owes you a couple of dollars, but that's it. I mean, he lived there for 9 days into the month. That's a third of the month. Giving you some credit for the time that you didn't live in the apartment, but for which you paid rent. Now let's go to this tank. How much was the tank for the gecko?
That was approximately $75.
That was untrue. We called around and got estimates on the aquarium. The estimate we took was $60 for the aquarium and then another $15 for a heat rock, which the gecko needed because they need large amounts of heat. And I gave him the $60 of it.
So he put in 15,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Now how much was the gecko?
50.
Is that right?
No, when he told me that he wanted to get the gecko, I asked him how much. He said $40. So I gave him $40.
Was this a present?
No.
Explain how that came about.
He originally was going to get a chinchilla, and when he mentioned that he could also get a gecko, I said that I wanted the gecko.
Do you like dogs and cats?
I also have a cat.
All right, well, he gets some credit for the rent that he paid you, that he did not enjoy because he did not live there because you asked him to leave for 2/3 of the month, and he gets a $15 credit for the difference that he paid for this aquarium that you decided you wanted to keep, which means that he owes you $150. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may sit in the matter of Bishop versus Davis Fletcher.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
You're Anthony.
Yeah.
You're his mother.
Yes.
You don't know anything about this other than what your son tells you, is that right?
That's absolutely correct.
So why don't you have a seat? Miss Bishop.
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you working on the 1st of August?
I was working at Edge Graphics.
So you drive to work in the morning and you park your car.
Actually, Your Honor, I worked second shift, so I worked 2 to midnight. When I came out at midnight, my car was gone.
You called the police?
Yes, ma'am.
You reported the car stolen?
Yes, ma'am.
2 days later, you got a call, and your car had been in an accident?
Yes, ma'am.
The car at the time of the accident was being driven by you?
Yes.
You want him to pay for the damage to your car?
Yes, ma'am.
Not really the damage to your car, because the car was sufficiently damaged for your insurance company to total it.
Yes, ma'am.
Which left you a balance due on the car note.
Yes, ma'am.
And in addition, you had to go out and put down a down payment on another car.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are suing the defendant for all of your economic losses as a result of him being in an accident while driving your car without your permission.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. That's what this case is about. Now, Anthony, you recognize that her car was stolen.
Yes.
And according to your answer, you did not steal the car.
Yes, I did not steal the car.
And that you were involved in an accident. It was just that, an accident, so you shouldn't be responsible. Right?
Right.
So, tell me, on what date did you get into this accident?
I don't really know the date. I know it was in August, though.
It was August 3rd.
Okay. So, August 3rd, you were driving her car.
Right.
How did it come about that you were driving her car on August 3rd?
I was telling the guys that I could drive the car.
Just a second. You're jumping ahead of yourself, sir. Let's take it step by step.
Before August 3rd,
yes,
some guys that came to my house, one of my friends told me he had a car. It was his uncle's. So we was riding around in the car.
Before August 3rd?
Right.
Were you riding the car on August 1st?
Right. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Okay. And at that time, you say somebody came to your house and told you that they had a car?
Right.
Who came to your house?
Everett.
And he came into your house?
No, he called my house with his friend Taylor and said his uncle had given him his car.
Everett did?
Right.
Did they come to the house to pick you up?
Yeah, yes.
Just the two of them?
Right.
Did you drive the car on August 1st?
No.
What time did they come to pick you up on August 1st?
About 12 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yes.
So you drove the car around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. For how long?
Till about 10 o'clock.
That night?
Yep.
And what happened on August 2nd?
On August 2nd. No, wait, it was August 2nd that they had picked me up because they had a day with the car by themselves. They had picked me up the day after. So it was August 2nd when all this happened.
Okay. So August 2nd, they dropped you off at 10 o'clock at night in your house.
Yes.
And you had not driven the car at all that day.
Right.
And they were driving around.
Right.
What were they doing?
They were driving around, it was like a joyride thing, and Everett, he was just picking people up and showing the car off, trying to drive people around to get some gas money so we keep on driving.
Okay. And what about August 3rd? Tell me what happened August 3rd.
On August 3rd, they had picked me up again because we were supposed to do it all again.
Picked you up at what time?
At 12.
In the afternoon?
Right.
Okay. And where were you sitting when they picked you up at 12?
In the back.
But there did come a time when you got into the front.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
When I got in the front, they had just got back from the store. So I said, I know how to drive, let me drive. And so he said, all right, and I got in the car.
They had just gotten back from the store. Just listen to me very carefully, Anthony. They had just gotten back from the store. Does that mean you were at your house when they just came back from the store? Or where were they?
We had all stopped over at Taylor's house to pick up everybody else because everybody usually lives. They were living like close to Taylor's house.
How'd you start the car?
I turned on after I used the key.
Really?
Yes.
Did you leave your keys in the car?
No, ma'am. They found my hide key.
Where did you leave a hide key?
Underneath the car and between like the muffler and the gas tank.
I used to have one of those.
Found out it was a bad mistake.
Now, you said I can drive this car, right?
Right.
Have a driver's license?
No.
You have a learner's permit?
No.
So you know you're not allowed to drive a car, right?
Right. But everybody else was driving the car.
So what?
So I figured I knew how to drive too.
I'm going to say this one more time. You knew you weren't allowed by law to drive a car, right?
Right.
And you weren't allowed to drive a car because you didn't have a license.
Right.
And you don't have a license because why?
I hadn't applied for one yet.
Right. Now, how long were you driving this car before you got into an accident?
Only about a minute. I went down to the bottom of the street. That's all I was going to do. Go down to the bottom of the street and turn around just to show him I knew how to drive. While that happened, a fight had broken out, and I backed up. And while I was backing up, the guy that I hit got pushed into the car. I didn't hit him, he got pushed. And then, that's how the damage got done. But it wasn't for that. The only damage I did is the back of the window got broken out. But I didn't even do it because dude got pushed.
So what you're telling me is that you only caused some of the damage to the car?
No, I didn't cause any. I was just backing the car up, and he got pushed into the car. I didn't do it.
There was a lot of damage on this car, Anthony.
That damage, shh.
Answer my question. There was a lot of damage on this car, correct?
Just the back window was busted out. That's all I knew about.
Let me see the car.
Your Honor, these pictures are showing what the condition of the car before they stole it, and it also shows the condition after.
This is a very old car.
It's a 92 LeBaron.
Somebody smoking in this car?
When?
When you were in the car, either as a passenger or a driver.
Nobody was smoking in the car when I was driving.
I didn't ask you when you were driving. I said when you were a passenger or a driver.
Yes.
Were they putting their cigarettes out on the car seats?
No.
They weren't?
No.
What were they doing with their cigarettes?
They just threw them out the window. I don't smoke, so I don't really remember any cigarettes.
You wanted to say something, sir. You have anything to add to this so far?
Yes, the part of Mr. Davis here saying that he was backing up the street and he didn't do none of the damage. That's just a lie. And the damage was done when he ran over Mr. Kaiser here.
Is this the person he ran over?
This is the person that was hit by the car.
Step up, sir. You weren't there, is that right?
No, I was just in the court.
But you were there at this accident.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Kaiser?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened, Mr. Kaiser.
My sister had came out Taylor's house, and she was screaming that him and his brother were getting into a fight. I walked into the house, and they were in there arguing and whatnot, just going back and forth.
Who was arguing?
Taylor and his brother.
Okay.
And
where was he?
They were going to pick him up.
Okay, go ahead.
And when we was in the house, me and my sister were just standing there laughing and whatnot, and the brother had told Taylor, he said, I hope somebody kick your butt one day. And, you know, I was just playing. I said, I'll do it. And he told me, he said, you want to go outside?
Could you just tell me what happened with the car? I'm really not interested in all this, please.
Well,
it's really not important.
Okay.
Just tell me what happened with the car.
All right. Well, we were smoking weed in the car. Everybody that was in the car. We all were smoking weed, drinking, and whatnot. And everyone was hopping railroad tracks. Just hopping. He had to be doing like 80. And
was he in the car at the time?
Yes, he was. And how the window shield got broken out when me and the dude Taylor were fighting. We wasn't fist fighting because we hadn't thrown no fists yet. He was coming down the street because he was like 200 feet up the street, and he was gunning it because the tires were screeching. As he came down, he stopped in the back of us, and he put it in reverse. When he put it in reverse, he gunned it back. And as he was gunning it back, I had looked at the car, and I looked at Taylor, and when I looked at him, he was pushing me into the car.
Where did you get pushed into the car? Back windshield?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the roof?
That's when I flipped over the car.
So you were pushed in the back windshield and you flipped over?
Yes, ma'am.
And that caused the damage to the top of the car?
That caused the damage to the top, the window, and the backlight.
Your Honor? Just a minute. Did you ever steal a car?
No, ma'am.
You ever been arrested for stealing a car?
No, we went to court about it, and they found me innocent of possession of the car.
They did?
Yes.
Well, tell me what happened in court.
Well, in court, they had just found me.
No, don't tell me they found you innocent. You were arrested. Is that right?
Right.
You have the police report?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see it, please?
I have 4.
Can I see all of your documentation? Was Everett arrested?
No.
No. Did you tell the police about Everett right away?
Yes, they asked whose the car was, and I told them it was Everett. They asked Everett whose the car was, and Everett told them it was his too.
I'm going to see if the police officer was good enough to memorialize what he was supposed to have in his police report. You have a copy of your juvenile papers, sir?
No.
All right. Was there a trial?
Yes.
Yes?
Ma'am, his charges were not only receiving stolen property, but he was also charged with
possession of stolen property and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle.
He was also charged with driving without a license and reckless operation were the 2 traffic offenses, along with the receiving stolen property.
Did you testify at the trial?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the result of that hearing?
The case was dismissed due to the fact that at that particular time I couldn't prove that he had stolen the car.
Right. He couldn't prove that he had stolen the car or that he had knowledge that the car was stolen. Those are the 2 things that the court has to find beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
In order to be found guilty criminally for possession of stolen property, you had to know the property was stolen beyond a reasonable doubt. The burden of proof here is quite something else, sir.
I thought I had the permission to drive the car from the owner because I thought the owner was Everett.
You wouldn't drive in a car, I assume, where they were smoking weed, right?
Right.
Where they were gunning over railroad tracks at 80 miles an hour, right?
Right.
Where they were treating this elderly uncle's car with total disrespect. You wouldn't be in a car like that because that might give you, put your hand down, that might give you some inkling that Everett either didn't like his uncle or that the car was stolen, right?
No.
So you think that if he had his uncle's car and that if he used it the way this young man describes, and I believe him because the pictures say that that's true of the inside of the car, that you believe that Everett was treating his uncle's car with respect?
No, he wasn't respecting the car.
Right. Well, that's what I said, sir. So what did you think, Anthony? Did you think that he hated his uncle and wanted to just trash his car? Or did you think that the car was stolen?
I didn't care about his car because he didn't care about it, and I wasn't trying to hurt the car.
But you did hurt the car. As between you, who were responsible for the final act of trashing the car, and the plaintiff over here, who just went to work and parked her car, who should pay? Hama? Between you, who was directly responsible, because but for the fact that you were behind the wheel of the car at that moment, there wouldn't have been an accident.
The car if the car would have been found, it would have been most of the damage done by Ricky. I shouldn't have to pay for what Ricky did. Now, I did.
Somebody has to pay for it. If most of the damage was done by Ricky, tell me what kind of damage now. Now you're going to tell me what kind of damage Ricky did to the car. Tell me about it.
I don't know what damage Ricky did to the car.
Well, then how can you say Ricky did any damage to the car if you don't know?
Because they said when they took me to trial that damage was done to the car outside of the window being busted. So if damage was done...
It's not just window busted, sir. The entire roof of the car is caved in from him falling over the roof of the car.
But I didn't hit him. He got pushed.
You go to school?
Yes.
Do you go every day?
No.
You've been suspended?
No.
When was the last time you were in school?
About a month ago.
Why?
Because...
Because why?
Because I'm about to get my GED.
Well, what have you been doing for the last month?
Working.
Where?
IGA.
What's IGA?
It's a supermarket.
Perfect. What kind of work are you doing?
I'm a stockman.
Anthony, somebody has to take care of this lady's expenses. Do you understand?
Yes.
You know who that somebody is?
I think you're finna say it's me.
I think you're sufficiently savvy enough to know that the car was stolen, because nobody treats a borrowed car in the way this car was abused for 2 days.
I didn't know it was being broken.
I looked inside the car, sir. Are you telling me you weren't in the car when they were smoking weed?
Yeah, but
Just a second. Are you telling me that you were or were not in the car when they were smoking dope in the car?
Yes.
You were in the car, right? Were you smoking dope in the car?
Yes.
Were you drinking beer?
We were drinking Long Island iced tea.
Long Island iced tea.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that?
It's a very strong alcohol.
Who was drinking?
Me, him, that man right there, Everett, Taylor.
What's your first name?
Corey.
Do you want to talk to me, Corey?
No.
Or do you not?
I don't.
You just came here as window dressing for these proceedings, I assume.
No, I was in the car at the time of the accident.
Yes, but you prefer not to talk to me, is that right?
Yes.
Wise judgment. You had additional payouts on your car in the amount of $1,881.85. Did you pay those?
Yes, ma'am. And there are also 10 deferred payments for down payment on another car.
I understand that. He's not going to pay for a new car, madam. He is going to pay, however, for the damage that he did, direct damage that he did to you, which was $1,881.85, which is what you had to pay after the insurance company totaled your car. So, in a way, sir, I'm very glad that you're working. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. Thank you, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step case number 41 on the calendar in the matter of Pinchek versus Azure. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Pinchek, you and the defendant don't know each other, but were involved in an incident that can be described as a road rage incident. It is your claim that Mr. Azure caused this accident, which damaged your car. He says it was you who caused the accident. He said that you hit him in the rear. He is counterclaiming because he alleges that because of your conduct, he was forced to drop out of school, to have his education delayed, and he has a counterclaim. When did this incident happen, Ms. Pinchek?
February 3rd, 2005.
What time of the day or evening?
Approximately 10:30 in the morning.
And where were you going?
I was on my way to work.
Where do you work?
Sacred Heart Medical Building.
What kind of a car were you driving?
Honda Civic, 97.
What kind of car were you driving?
I was driving a 87 Toyota Corolla.
Where were you going?
I was going home. I was leaving school.
You had been in school that morning?
Yeah, I just got out at 10:20, and I was on my way home.
Okay, so Ms. Pinchek, you tell me your version of what happened, please.
I was driving westbound on Mission.
Show me on your diagram, please.
This is
Which
me
color
here.
are you?
I'm B.
You're blue.
Yes. As I'm driving here, there's a bus that's moving. He pulls out from behind the bus and cuts me off right here. So I went into this turn lane to avoid the accident. I'm attempting to get back over, but he's not letting me. So at this point, after I honked my horn, he then let me in, which as I came here, and he was a bit further down here, this is where we hit because he was driving erratically and he slammed on his brakes. And to avoid hitting him again, I turned this way. And that's how the damage occurred on that side of the car.
Okay, so what you're saying is he cut you off.
Yes.
You had to get back into a driving lane.
Yes.
Ultimately, he let you back in the driving lane, but then slammed on his brakes, causing you to swerve.
Yes.
And that's how the back of his car and the front of your car were damaged.
Correct.
Okay, fine. I will hear you.
Okay, it started with the bus stop. There was actually another car in front of me. The first car proceeded to go around the bus, made it around. I looked, there was nobody behind me. I proceeded into this lane. I was all the way up here, and all of a sudden I heard a series of honking. She was in a hurry to get somewhere, and I just wasn't going fast enough for her. I looked into my rearview mirror. She's on the cell phone, driving, honking her horn, and then she proceeds to go on my driver's side to pass me. She must have thought that was another lane, because it widens out there for about 50 feet, and then it closes out real quick, and it goes right back into the two lanes. And she proceeded to pass me, Your Honor. She was all the way up as far as my back door on my driver's side. And as soon as I seen that, I started to slow down to let her proceed to, so she could proceed to pass. But she couldn't do it because there's oncoming traffic coming. So then she stopped, just tried to swing back around to get back behind me. And I feel that it was all her fault. She was on the cell phone. If she wasn't talking on that cell phone, maybe she could have used that other hand to flip the blinker and switch into the lane that was completely open.
Okay. Now, you had some damage to your car?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of damage did you have to your car?
Do you want to see pictures? Mm-hmm. I have 2 different estimates. The pictures are on the back of each page of the estimate.
What happened when the police arrived?
One officer talked to me, and I told him the story, and basically he wrote out the report, and that was it. He said that he attempted to contact my witness.
Do you have a police report?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? You were cited for an improper lane usage.
I didn't commit it. It was found non-committed.
Did you have a hearing with regard to that?
Yes, with extenuating circumstances. My witness was there to attend as well.
What is your name, sir?
Sonny Shaver.
Stand up, please. Do you know the plaintiff?
I never met her till that day.
You were driving on the 3rd of February?
I was the oncoming traffic, Your Honor.
Show me where your car was.
I was here. This island stops and, like he said, becomes 2 double yellow lines that narrow down back to a 4-lane street. When I saw him, she was behind him. He went about halfway into this lane with half his car. Then all of a sudden he came back and she dived to the left to avoid him, and I thought, oh, gonna get hit head on here. She slammed on the brakes then and cut it to the left. He cut it to the left across the double yellow line and stopped, and she hit him. So I drove around the block and said, I'll be a witness for you.
And you gave her your name?
Gave her my business card.
And you did come down with her to testify on her behalf?
Yes, ma'am.
It was very nice of you.
Well, I saw she rear-ended him, and that's almost always automatically her fault, and I felt it wasn't, so.
And you and Miss Pinchuk didn't know each other?
No, ma'am.
That's totally false. I had no reason to turn. I was a mile down my road. She was reckless driving. I was trying to avoid her.
Well, I'm looking at you, Mr. Azure, because Mr. Shaver doesn't know the plaintiff, right?
I can't tell you.
And when you stopped, did you see Mr. Shaver there that day?
No, he was not there.
Did you see him?
He was yelling at me, some foul things.
No.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Nope. He told me, you can't frickin' stop in the middle of the road. And
So,
like,
just a second, Mr. Azure. Mr. Azure. Shh. Mr. Azure, you just said you didn't see him there that day.
Well,
how could you tell me that you didn't see him there that day, and then 2 seconds later tell me what he was yelling at you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I do not believe that it was him. There was a guy there.
Listen to me. That was him. He
Was
didn't
it?
Yeah, it was him.
No, there was a guy that didn't want to wait for the police officers.
Listen to me. It was him.
And later today,
He didn't steal the car keys. He didn't grab them out of her pocket. She was drunk. He was drunk. They're just lucky they're not dead.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bobby Pinchuk says fellow motorist Charles Azure owes for an accident caused by his reckless driving. Charles claims the accident was Bobby's fault.
All right. Now let's get to your counterclaim, Mr. Azure. I'll hear you.
There was a blonde-haired gentleman. I do not believe that it was him. There was a guy there.
Listen to me. That was him. He
Was
didn't
it?
say, yeah, it was him.
No, there was a guy that didn't want to wait
Listen
for
to
the
me.
police officers.
Listen to me.
And he took off.
Listen to me. It was him. Let's just get to your counterclaim, sir.
Okay. After this accident, I just had surgery on my knee, and I'm in criminal justice at the Spokane Community College. I have no reason to jeopardize my career. My knee went into the dashboard, and it swelled up my knee. I got the doctor report, and I took it to my instructors at school, and they put me on hold. They ended up giving me a Z grade.
What does that have to do with this accident?
Because my knee swollen, because I got injured in there, and I couldn't pursue my criminal justice. They put me on hold. They said I had to get doctors. I can't get released from the doctors. I've had 4 surgeries on my knee, Your Honor, and...
Did you have any surgeries on your knee after this incident, sir?
No, I had it August 29th, 04.
The last one was
The last
in
one was
August.
10/29/04.
Okay. Well,
Just
maybe
like 4 months prior to this
Maybe
accident.
you're in the wrong, you're pursuing the wrong career, sir.
I'm not going as a police officer. We're opening a bail bonds company, and we're going to pursue that.
You're going to be a bail bondsman?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. All right, Mr. Azure. Are you going back to school for
They
criminal
let me
justice?
back in. I just had my appointment with the dean on May 5th, and they said I can go back in
I'm very
in September.
glad. Okay. Who is this person?
This is my wife, Joni.
What does she have to do with this case?
She's the one that took me to the hospital, saw my knee, how it swelled. I had to be in a neck brace. I had to wear my splint again. I had to use crutches.
Just for my own information, sir, did you speak to an attorney about these injuries?
Yes, I did.
And did the attorney take your case against
No,
Ms.
he didn't.
Pinchuk?
Because he said I had a pre-existing knee injury.
That plus a couple of other things, Mr. Asher. One of the things that would be death to your case is this gentleman right over here. Because he's known as an independent witness. He is absolutely correct when he says that when someone rear-ends someone else in their car, unless there are really extenuating circumstances, it's always your fault. Those are the facts. You understand that, Mr. Asher?
Yes, her insurance... Unless, Mr. Asher, you have an independent witness who says that you were driving recklessly. That's what he says. And he's got no axe to grind. He took a couple of days off from work. He actually came back to a scene of an accident where most people would just keep going. I never seen him, Your Honor.
Well, maybe you just heard him. And there is no question in my mind. Listen to me, I'm speaking.
Okay.
There's no question in my mind that he was there. There's no question in my mind that he chose to come back to the scene of the accident because he was concerned that Miss Pinchuk would be blamed for the accident because it was a rear-end hit. He took the time after she contacted him to go down and testify before the administrative law judge at the hearing regarding the ticket. The ticket was dismissed, as is your counterclaim, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of damage to the car, $1,400. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She found that I was at fault, but I just don't feel that I was.
It was his fault. He knows it was his fault, and that's what he gets for trying to lie.
She was totally out of control, calling me every name in the book.
At the point where he realized that I was cussing him out and I was honking my horn, I need to get back over, that's when he got mad.
On her cell phone, driving right behind me, she was so close to my bumper, I could see the whites of her eyes.
Cell phone doesn't have anything to do with it. I'm a multitasker. I'm excellent.
Whatever.
Don't be mad because you lost.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Spandy versus Greta, step forward, please.
Computer operator Tim Spandy is suing his daughter's former friend, 18-year-old event coordinator Tom Grether, for wrecking his wife's car. Tom says he was driving because Tim's daughter was drunk.
Mr. Spandy, this your daughter?
Yes, it is.
Your daughter was driving your car?
No, she wasn't.
Whose car was she using?
It was my wife's car.
So your daughter was driving your wife's car with your permission. She goes to a party or some sort of gathering, and this young man was there. She got too drunk to drive home. She asked him to drive home. He was also drunk. He totaled the car. You want him to pay for the car.
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
And Mr. Grether says, well, he has certain responsibility. He doesn't have total responsibility. Your daughter has partial responsibility. Okay. When was this party?
February 13th.
At a house?
Yeah.
Did you know Mr. Grether before the party?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How much did you drink?
I think I had like 4 cups of beer.
Why did you drink if you were driving?
I was planning on staying over.
So why didn't you stay over?
Because there's some drama about missing pieces, and then all of
Missing pieces? What?
Bongs.
What is that?
Stuff you smoke marijuana out of.
There was drama about some drugs.
Yeah.
What kind of drama was there about drugs?
One kid accused one of Tom's friends of stealing piece.
So there was some drama, so you wanted to go home?
Well, because all of Tom's friends were leaving, and Tom invited us to the party. We didn't know the people whose house it was at, so we all decided to leave and go back to Tom's.
And you were too drunk to drive?
Yeah.
So you really didn't have good judgment?
Yeah.
What about Tom?
Well, my friends said they gave him a drunk test and see if he could walk a line and if he had slurred speech, and he said he stopped drinking 2 hours before that.
So you had your friends, your drunken friends, give him an alcohol sobriety test. Is that what you're telling me, Miss Spandy?
Yes.
And your slightly inebriated friends told you that he was sufficiently sober to drive your mother's car?
Yeah.
Tell me how you totaled her mother's car.
We were driving down a dirt and gravel road, and the car had spun out, and we had crashed into a tree.
All right, now we'll hear you.
Yeah. Before we started driving, he decided to whip a donut in a cul-de-sac, which was a dirt road. And I'm like, Tom, you need to stop. And he was like, okay, I used to drive a Ford Contour, I have total control. And so then he stops, and then he was like, hey, look at this. And I saw his hand reaching for the emergency brake, but I don't really know if he pulled it or whatever. It just happened too fast. We lost control, and then we ran into a tree.
I was only kidding. I actually never got grasped with the emergency brake. 3 other vehicles ahead of me had spun out at the exact same spot that I had spoke with afterwards. They were all driving
What I don't
SUVs.
understand, Mr. Spandy, is why you think your daughter is not at least partially responsible for what happened that night.
Well, for one thing, the defendant here, he was driving with a suspended license. He knew he was not supposed to be behind the driver's wheel at all.
He was drunk. Put your hand down. They were all drinking and doing marijuana.
I understand that.
Mr. Spandy, your daughter took her mother's car and acted irresponsibly with it. She drank. She was probably smoking marijuana. She gave the car to somebody who was given a field sobriety test by a bunch of other teenage alcoholics. And you think she bears no responsibility?
Well, he should have known right from wrong. I mean...
He was wrong. There's no question he was wrong. You don't take your mother's car and then drink.
I agree.
And you don't take your mother's car and then drink and do bongs or whatever they are. What you do is, if you think that you're going to drink, you say, Dad, would you drive me to the party and pick me up? Or if you don't intend to drink and then you go to the party and you drink, you say, give me the phone, I'm going to call my father to come pick me up. She could have done that too, right?
Yes, and that's what she's been instructed to do.
But you mean before this incident, you told her, if you drink, call us, we'll come pick you up, right? So she did the wrong thing.
Yes.
That's all I'm asking you, Mr. Spandy. I'm not saying that Mr. Grether here is going to get off scot-free. But what I'm telling you is your daughter bears some responsibility for what happened that night.
I agree. I mean, she was in the wrong, but for somebody of his age, a little bit older, selling alcohol and all that other stuff going on that.
How old is your daughter?
17.
And how old are you?
I'll be 19 in a few weeks.
Listen, she's 17, he's 18. You know how much longer it takes a boy to mature than it takes a girl to mature?
Yes.
I just want you to take a look at him. Take a look at him. You'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, I understand completely.
Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes.
All right. So don't tell me that he's so much older and is selling liquor. She's 17 years old. She shouldn't be drinking 5 beers, right?
I understand that.
Bad judgment.
Yes, very.
And if you start...
May I please add on the...
Don't say anything.
Sorry.
All right. Start with this premise, Mr. Spandy. But for the fact that your daughter did the wrong thing, you would not be standing here today.
Correct.
She did the wrong thing 3 times. She took the car. She drank.
Yes.
Instead of calling you to come pick her up, she gave the car keys to him. But for her actions, he, who's not any older than she is, would not have control of the car. He didn't steal the car keys. He didn't grab them out of her pocket. She was drunk. He was drunk. They're just lucky they're not dead.
Yes.
So the car was totaled.
Yes.
Did you have insurance?
I only had liability, no collision, so the insurance company would not pay for it.
When did you purchase the car?
I purchased it 8/25/04.
And how much did you pay for it?
We paid a little over $4,300. Other charges incurred that night was towing fee and pound lot, and that was over $200.
So you paid $43 plus another $2.
Yes.
Half $4,500 is $2,250. $2,250 is his responsibility. The other $2,250 is your daughter's responsibility. I suggest that you see to it that she takes care of it.
Oh, she's already taken care of the other car we have purchased.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,250. That's all.
Parties and judge, you may be seated. Folks have seats.
What I gather from your complaint, Ms. Green, you went to look at a house for some reason, and in the house you found this dog. And you thought the dog had been either abandoned or a stray. You took the dog at some point to a veterinarian. I assume that the veterinarian is this lady here wearing the white coat. Perception. I'm perceptive. And you spayed the dog, gave the dog shots, and then a day or so later you get a call from the defendant who says, you got my dog. And you said, no, I don't have your dog. Your dog's at the vet, and if you want the dog, you can go get the dog. The dog, there's a vet bill, you pay it. So you want the vet bill paid by the defendant because you must have guaranteed payment on the vet bill when you brought the dog in. So I assume that that's the reason why you are suing the defendant instead of the veterinarian suing the defendant. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The defendant says you stole her dog. You had no right to get the dog spayed and neutered. She is counterclaiming She said she had wanted to breed this dog, which I assume is a purebred Dalmatian.
Yes.
And she's suing for thousands. $4,927. So I have a couple of questions for you. On what date did you find this dog?
Around June 10th, Your Honor. We were house hunting, and we had been looking at one house. We were about to leave, and we were talking to one of the neighbors who said that the tenants who did not own the house had left the house, and they
You
had
mean
left the
this
dog.
was the house you were looking at?
Correct. We were looking at one house. The dog was at someone else's house.
At someone else's house? What
Yes.
does that mean, at someone else's house?
The dog was in front of another neighbor's house.
Without a leash, without a collar, just outside on the street?
Correct, on the front lawn.
What did you do?
We talked to that neighbor as well, who said that originally those people had given the dog to the Crawfords. The Crawfords had moved. They could not take the dog with them. They had returned the dog to the neighbors. The neighbors didn't want the dog. At that point, I noticed the dog had blood on her belly.
Stop. You were renting a house.
Yes.
And you started to lease that house when?
We had lived there for 2.5 years at that point.
Where did you move to?
What happened was the house was contaminated with a poisonous mold.
I asked you a question. Where did you move to?
We moved into another house in Reseda. There was still furniture inside the house.
Would you? I'm going to ask questions.
Okay.
You moved to a new house in Reseda. Is that right?
At that moment, no.
Where did you move to?
We went to stay at a friend's in a little apartment with no yard or anything. We had to move within 24 hours. We had a child that was, both of our children were very ill.
Could you just wait till I finish? On what date did you leave?
About May 1st.
Did you take your dog with you?
No, she was being...
I just answer my questions. You did not.
No, she was staying in the yard.
So is what you're telling me from May 1st, 2002 until June 10th, 2002, you left the dog outside at the old address?
Where we went to daily, as well as having the neighbors help us watch the dog. I was there all constantly, packing, cleaning, sanitizing everything that was contaminated by the mold that could be saved.
Didn't you ever hear of the word kennel?
Yes. Don't you think that would be more cruel to put her in a box and let her be in her yard?
No. I think that it wouldn't be more cruel to abandon a dog for 6 weeks, alone, outside in a yard. No, I think it's more appropriate to put the dog in a kennel where there is veterinary care, where other animals couldn't get a hold of it, where perhaps other children couldn't torture it and maybe throw stones at it, where it would be watched if you couldn't take care of it, if you loved it.
We did have help from the neighbors to watch the animals for us, as well as when we were there. They, you know, watching us at night to make sure when we weren't there.
I'm so far very unsympathetic with you, madam. I'm getting more unsympathetic by the moment. Where did you buy this dog?
The dog was given to us by the neighbor.
So it was a gift?
Yeah.
So you spent nothing?
To purchase her, no.
In any event, you found the dog sitting out on the front lawn.
Yes, Your Honor.
With no collar.
Correct.
What did you do with the dog? You noticed blood on her belly, so what did you do?
Yes, I took her to my veterinarian.
Okay, and you had the veterinarian check her over. You found that she was in heat.
Yes.
And you made arrangements to have the dog spayed, neutered, and shots.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
After we had spoken and she knew that I wanted the dog.
I'm speaking.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I have no sympathy for you.
And I'm getting that.
Would you leave one of your children outside in the backyard and go and give it food and water for 6 weeks?
No.
And later today,
she hit the back of my leg. It spun me around because I was on my skateboard.
You looked up and you saw her. What was she doing when you...
She looked and kind of smirked and peeled out of the driveway.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cheryl Green says dog owner Wendy Crawford owes for the cost to fix her dog.
You did have a choice, Miss Green. You understand that?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I did not have a choice.
You did.
I am part of a rescue organization that is mandated to take strays, especially if we feel that they are in imminent danger of a health or life risk.
There are alternatives. They may not be happy alternatives, but there are alternatives. if someone has a stray dog, they don't necessarily take the dog to a private veterinarian to have the veterinarian take care of it. There are, I don't know if they have an ASPCA or a Humane Society or something else.
We are a Humane Society, Your Honor. Sorry.
Did you understand what I just said?
Yes.
Where they might take the dog and keep the dog for a certain period of time, perform whatever services need to be performed for the dog. On what date did Miss Crawford contact you?
On the evening of the 11th.
So a day
June.
later?
Yes.
And when had the surgery been performed on the dog?
On the 11th.
That's absolutely not true, ma'am.
Well, let's find out. Step up. Tell me your name.
Dr. Heather Kriansky.
Okay. Do you know on what date the surgery was done?
I believe it was on the 11th.
Do you have the dog's chart?
Yes, Your Honor.
I wasn't contesting when the surgery had been done, just that we had spoken before she had done the surgery. That she knew I wanted her back, that she knew that we were happy.
When did you speak to her?
I spoke to her on Tuesday night.
What date?
The 10th.
Oh, did you speak to her on Tuesday night, Miss Green?
I spoke to her on Tuesday night, the 11th, Your Honor.
Well, the day before the surgery.
Was it before or after the surgery?
It was after the surgery, Your Honor.
That's absolutely not true. And I have a witness to that fact.
Who was that?
That's just my husband. He was
I don't
there
believe,
when we
wouldn't
spoke.
believe him either. Anybody who leaves a dog for 6 weeks, I don't believe. Miss Green, bottom line is, there was no emergency in having the dog spayed at the moment that you had the dog spayed. Is that correct, doctor?
Yes.
So, that action was precipitous. I am not reimbursing. This is not your bill. Whether she has to pay the bill or her rescue society pays that bill, that's totally between the two of you. Now, let's get to your counterclaim for $5,000. You got 30 seconds.
Well, I have to tell you, I think it's very dangerous, the vet. I have papers from the vet that says that
The dog is perfectly healthy. Next. Don't start crying to me, madam. If you care about an animal, you do not leave an animal outside for 6 weeks when you move.
The neighbors were caring for her as well.
Let me explain something to you. I don't see a neighbor here.
I have signed affidavits.
I don't read signed affidavits. All I know is this lady did not go and steal your dog and didn't have a conversation with a neighbor and said, listen, I said I couldn't deal with the dog. I gave them the dog. They left. They left the dog here and told us to watch it. And I can't deal with it anymore.
And please look at this note that she left me that didn't even say that she took my dog.
Stop.
That I had to hunt
Let me tell you something.
her.
I am a dog owner. I would not leave my dog for 6 weeks out in a backyard or a front yard or in a house when I moved. And I don't see how you can justify in your own mind doing that.
Even if you spent every day with her?
Oh, yes. You mean you left your sick children to go over there and spend all day with the dog? Is that what you're telling me?
When they had an eventful recovery in a couple of weeks, they were there as well, playing with her in the backyard.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yes.
You're not getting any money, madam.
What about...
What about? I have no sympathy for you.
And I'm getting that. But what
you
about
are
the
getting it, you're not
bills?
getting it. You don't leave. Would you leave one of your children outside in the backyard and go and give it food and water for 6 weeks?
No.
That's the way most people feel about their animals.
And I
if
do
they
as
love
well.
them. Do you understand?
Yes.
If they love them.
And I totally understand why you're upset.
Oh, good. I'm glad you do. Because if you wouldn't leave one of your children in the backyard, giving it food and water and come over and playing with them occasionally, then you don't do the same for a dog. This dog can't fend for itself if a child comes over and decides to take a stone and throw it in the yard at the dog. Can't. Can't fend for itself if somebody comes in to steal it and to make it into a fighting dog. Can't fend for itself.
All right.
You did the wrong thing.
What else would I have done in this case?
You take the dog and find the best possible kennel you can and say, I can't take care of my dog for 4 weeks or 5 weeks because I'm moving in with a friend who has a small apartment and I don't have a friend or a relative or anyone else who's willing to take the dog. I'm going to have to spend some money to take care of it. You chose not to do that. For that, you don't get rewarded. Your counterclaim's dismissed. I've already explained to you about your case. That's all.
Thank you.
Pardon, excuse you may step out.
She was very dirty, scruffy, unkempt looking. She looked like she had been on the street for days, perhaps.
I think this is just a case of someone that's nosy coming into your life and trying to impose their will.
She was not filthy. She was not cared for.
We asked the neighbors, both neighbors on both sides of the house told us that the people had left and left the dog.
She did what she wanted after speaking to me, imposed her will, and then gave her back and said, hey, I want you to pay the bill.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ibarra versus Swanner. Step forward, please.
25-year-old machinist Rudy Ibarra is suing 19-year-old secretary Amber Swanner for running him over while he was riding his skateboard.
Mr. Ibarra, who is this person?
This is my witness, Sylvia.
Okay. According to your complaint, you were riding a skateboard.
Yes.
And you were going past a driveway.
Yes, the drive-through Taco Bell.
And according to you, the defendant was driving her car, hit you with her car, causing you to fall off your skateboard, and you were injured.
Yes.
You want to be compensated for that,
Yes.
including your medical bills, your lost wages, pain and suffering.
Yes.
Ms. Swanner says that she did not hit you, that you fell off your skateboard in all probability. She is counterclaiming because she said that because of your false complaint, she was arrested for hit and run and spent a few days in jail, and she wants all of her expenses and also to be compensated for what she claims was a false claim by you.
Yes.
So why don't you tell me when this incident took place and what happened based upon what you observed?
It was Valentine's Day. I was skating
That
down
would be February 14th.
February 14th, yes. I was skating down the sidewalk, and I was passing through the drive-through, and I looked back, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a gray car, I don't know, brown or something. It hit the back of my leg, and it knocked me off my skateboard. And when it spun me around, and when I looked around, I was looking right at her, and I said, "You just hit me, lady." And she kind of smirked.
Just a minute, she spun you around.
She hit the back of my leg, it spun me around because I was on my skateboard.
Right.
So it spun me around, and I landed on my butt.
Oh, and you fell. You
Yes.
left out the fall part.
Yes.
Now, when you fell, you looked up and you saw her. What was she doing when you...
She looked and kind of smirked and peeled out of the driveway.
Now, the next thing you're going to tell me is about your injuries. Tell me about your injuries.
She hit my leg, and it gave me a bruise on my leg. I couldn't work for a month.
You have a medical report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it, please. What kind of work do you do, sir?
I was a machinist at the time.
Were you taken to the emergency room?
No. I refused service from the ambulance because I didn't have insurance at the time, so I went the following morning, or the following day.
And you went home?
Yes.
How did you get home?
I drove myself. I have an automatic truck.
Okay, now I'll hear your version of the events.
On February 14, 2002, I was across the street at the Albertsons, and I noticed the plaintiff skateboarding back and forth from one end of the driveway in Taco Bell to the next end. And I pulled out of Albertsons and I pulled into the Taco Bell parking lot. After I got my food, I went to the end of the driveway, looked both ways, left and right, because the traffic is only coming on toward the right. And so the plaintiff was coming toward the right, or excuse me, he was coming toward the left. Sorry. And he fell right on the right side of the car. I rolled down my window and I asked him, was he okay? He proceeded to flip me off. So I figured, you know, this guy fell. I was trying to help him. I was going to call an ambulance.
He fell?
Yes, ma'am, he fell. So I went back to my house, and 20 minutes later, the sheriff's department knocked on the door. They then arrested me. I waited all day to see the judge. The judge wouldn't see me because the DA threw out the case. They said that there was not enough evidence in order to support his claim.
Were you a witness to these events?
Yes, I was.
Would you step up, please? Tell me your name.
Sylvia Apodaca.
Ms. Apodaca, do you know the plaintiff from before this incident?
No.
And you don't know the defendant?
No.
But you did observe what happened on February 14th?
Yes, I did.
Well, tell me what you observed.
I was going down the road, my mom was driving, and I'd seen him skateboarding, and I caught him. She was coming down out of the Taco Bell driveway, and him coming down on the skateboard, and she bumped him, and he fell and rolled.
So you actually saw her bump him?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Any question in your mind?
No.
Did you or did you not tell that to the police?
I didn't talk to the police.
After you did as he requested, you went and got her number, her license plate number?
Actually, when she pulled out and left, and we were coming up, I was like, whoa. When I saw it happen, I was like, whoa. And I was like, she's leaving, and she was giggling. I was like,
she was?
Uh-huh. And she had her hand over her mouth, and she was like that. And then we turned around and got her license plate number, and I went in where he was laying down. I asked him if he was okay, And I gave him the license plate number and my telephone number if he needed anything, because I had to go.
That's a different version of the events, madam. So I don't know why the district attorney took the action that they did. Probably they have more important things to do in the jurisdiction where you live. But you are certainly responsible for this incident, and certainly he's not responsible for your false arrest, because you weren't falsely arrested. You left the scene of an accident. My question to you, Mr. Ybarra, is your medical bills are $814.89. Is that right?
Yes.
You have any proof that you were employed at the time and that a doctor told you had to stay home?
No, I don't. I was waiting for a fax from my boss. He was faxing here.
That's what we deal with here, sir.
Yes.
Proof.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think you were seriously hurt, Mr. Ybarra.
Well, when you're hit, have you ever been on a skateboard?
Mr. Ybarra, listen to me very carefully,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
If one is seriously injured, they accept emergency treatment at the scene. They don't get into their truck and drive home and wait until the next day to go to an emergency
but when you're
room.
poor,
Do you
it's
understand?
a different story. Yes,
Do you understand,
ma'am.
Mr.
I understand.
Ybarra? Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Good. However, Mr. Ybarra, you're suing for $2,500.
Yes.
$800, $814 of that is your medical bill.
Yes.
And I don't find your request excessive.
Yes.
At all. So I'm giving you the judgment you request. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused.
النهاردة هنتكلم عن فاكهة جميلة جدا ومليانة فيتامينات بنحبها كلنا، البرتقال. الفاكهة اللي ريحتها بس كفيلة انها تفك الضغط وتدي طاقة ايجابية. البرتقال مش مجرد فاكهة لذيذة، لا، ده كنز طبيعي مليان فوائد رهيبة لصحتنا وجمالنا، وخصوصا في الايام الباردة او لما نحس ان جسمنا محتاج مناعة قوية. اول فايدة، البرتقال غني جدا بفيتامين سي، وده الفيتامين اللي بيقوي المناعة وبيساعد الجسم يقاوم اي برد او انفلونزا. كمان بيخلي البشرة منورة وصحية لانه بيشجع الجسم على انتاج الكولاجين. تاني فايدة بقى، بيساعد على امتصاص الحديد، يعني لو بتاكل اكل فيه حديد زي العدس او السبانخ، لو شربت بعده كوباية كده من عصير البرتقال هتستفادي اكتر بكتير. تالت حاجة، البرتقال مفيد جدا لصحة القلب لانه بيقلل الكوليسترول الضار وبيحافظ على ضغط الدم، وكمان الالياف اللي فيه بتخلي الدورة الدموية مظبوطة تمام. رابع فايدة بقى، مفيد جدا للبشرة والشعر لان مضادات الاكسدة اللي فيه بتحارب الشيخوخة وبتقلل التجاعيد وبتخلي الجلد مرن ونضر. خامس فايدة، البرتقال كمان بيساعد في الهضم، والالياف اللي فيه بتخلي المعدة تشتغل كويس وبتمنع الامساك، فلو اكلتي برتقال بعد الغداء ده بيساعد الجسم يهضم اسرع. سادس فايدة، ريحته بقى بتقلل التوتر، وده مش كلام بس، دي دراسات اثبتت ان ريحة البرتقال او شرب عصيره بيساعد على تحسين المزاج وتقليل القلق. وفي النهاية بقى، سواء اكلتيه فصوص او شربتيه عصير او حتى استخدمتي قشره في وصفات الحلويات، البرتقال هيفضل فاكهة السعادة والطاقة والجمال. في نهاية الفيديو، لو بتحبي الفيديوهات اللي فيها فوائد للأكل بنستخدمه يوميا، ما تنسيش تعملي لايك واشتراك في القناة، واستنوني فيديو جديد من صاحبة الطبخ دودي. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
you.